These Nazi blood-sucking anti-American parasites that want to make you and your family slaves know that we are standing up against them, and we are red-blooded, and we are not slaves, and we are not bowing down to them. I'm not bowing down. I'm at the tip of the spear. I get death threats every day. And you know what? I am honored to be who I am. I'm honored to just be an average person that stood up 15 years ago and said, I'm going to defend the Republic. I'm going to defend the family. I'm going to defend the Second Amendment. I'm going to fight against abortion. I'm going to see what happens when I really take action. And we have laid waste to the enemy. If you simply unloose yourselves and become the leaders you are, we will sweep this scum into the gutter. We will defeat the New World Order. We will crush the tyranny. Second hour, straight ahead. Stay with us.
Asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay, but take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth. You didn't have to cut me off. Think I can never have something that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
What is going on, you guys? It is Dollar Cost Crypto here, man. Live and in charge, man. I guess we've got a little bit of a 9-inch launch with the one, the myth, the only Hexy Bastard, man. What's up, G?
What's up, brother? Hey, thank you for having me on, man. I'm a fan. I love you. And your intro is fucking lit, bro. Like, everything in that is so fucking funny. I love, especially that Evanescence bit at the start. Like, what the fuck is that instrument, man?
Oh, dude, that shit's real, by the way. It's like some sort of like, I don't know, it's some sort of like Japanese instrument or something like that. Like, people, a bunch of my followers have been telling me that shit is hard to play.
It looks it, yeah. It looks it, man. Shit. Yeah, but I actually only seen that intro for the first time the other day, and I was just creasing the whole way through, man.
Dude, I've got memes. I've got memes for days. I literally could do like 10, 20 minutes of memes before starting the show, but that's a tad much sometimes. But,
I don't know. I think your audience would love it, mate. Just try it one day. I do these like great British memes for my streams as well. Sometimes they're like 7 minutes long, but the people love it. It's just like really, really British memes. It's fabulous, man.
Well, for people, I guess, who haven't seen you on my stream or stuff, give it a little introduction to yourself, man. Where are you from? Are you actually British? Are you some sort of commie spy? What are you?
Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm British, man. I come from like the depths of British society. I come from Nottingham in the UK. Grew up on a fucking council estate, had no money, single mother, no job, no dad around or anything like that. Man, I come from the absolute gutter, to be honest. And I got into crypto like, God, you're coming up to nearly 3 years ago now. And the first purchase I did was Bitcoin at 42K, sorry. 42K. And I knew about Bitcoin when it was less than $1 because my friends were buying drugs on the internet with it. But I just never knew it was like something you could actually, make money out of. I didn't think of it like that at all. Got into Bitcoin and all of that. Eventually started getting into trading. I was actually quite a good trader, but I still got wrecked constantly. And then eventually I found Richard Hart because he was like the only guy calling the top in Bitcoin. At first he kind of grated on me a little bit funny. I wasn't a big fan at the beginning, but I did like that he was kind of telling the truth. And then I became pretty obsessed with Hex and everything like that.
Was it the tweets or was the videos that got you? Was it like
videos, man?
Videos, okay.
Yeah, YouTube videos. Because everyone on YouTube that I was kind of watching was saying the same shit, like Bitcoin to 100K, Bitcoin to $1 million, blah blah blah. He was like the only guy that was he was like the only guy that had a contrarian view, and I didn't like that view at first because I was so bullish on Bitcoin and everything like that. And basically my trading was stacking sats. That's the approach I was taking. It's like, I'll go and dabble in other stuff, but really I need Bitcoin.
Crypto lark sort of like style, basically. Stack sats and chill and shit, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Just try and make some money elsewhere, but then stack sats. And then when I found Richard, found out about Hex, and I became pretty obsessed with the ideology of Hex, the time deposit and all of that kind of stuff. And then I started streaming not long after, because I noticed that there wasn't like a UK streamer for Hex. There was no like UK representative at the time. So I started doing these like UK hangouts and stuff like that. At the time, I never thought that I would found my own crypto project. That was not on the roadmap. It just kind of came about naturally later when we founded Poor Pleb and then now 9 Inch. So it's been a wild ride, man. Like if I could see myself 2 years ago doing what I'm doing now, I would just think it was a lie, mate. Like the way my life has changed over the last year is just ridiculous. And this was all during the bear market, man. So I actually feel sorry for people because we've killed it, but most people have fucking died basically and lost all their money. So it sucks. But
I mean, you chose one hell of a time to launch, man. Because I mean, you kind of got the tail end of we ended up having a nice basically 2x or 3x on eHex, 2x on pHex, and Pulse channel. I mean, we've come down a little bit, but you caught it at a good time, I think, because if you had launched 3-4 months ago and stuff, it still would have been bear central.
Yeah,
not that you guys wouldn't have done well, but it would just been it is what it is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, as well, is you're right. When we launched Poor Pleb a year ago, we thought that was the bottom of the bear market, around then. And in some ways it was for some stuff.
What month did you launch it, actually?
We launched it almost a year ago to the day today. 2 days from now, we launched it on Halloween last year. We did the sacrifice and everything for that a lot earlier. And then we we were waiting for audits and we were just waiting for the right time and stuff like that. But we were kind of trying to time the market a little bit, but it wasn't really the main focus. But I had a lot of guys saying, that might well be the capitulation, and some shit happened just before it. So we're like, bang, let's launch now. Had no idea that the Hex ecosystem would go down literally another 90% from the 3 cents that it did. Time it was 3 cents, right? I'm thinking, yeah, that's definitely got to be the bottom, man. 100%, it's got to be, because I never thought it'd go that low. I remember when Hex was at 8 cents, I was calling the bottom there, yeah, man, it's done its 85% dip, it's going to start going up again now, but fuck no, it just kept going and going and going. But it's good to see it coming back now, and the issue is obviously that the value's kind of been spread out, so we need to onboard even more people now to Hex and Pulse Chain in order to get the same highs that we did before, because it's the network effect. It's spread across I think 5 tokens now, is it in total? You got
Yeah.
Hex, E-Hex, P-Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX, and Ink. So it's gone from 1 token to 5 tokens. So now it's going to take a little bit more to bring it up. But I do think it will happen. I'm very confident. I mean, most of my personal bags are in Richard Heart ecosystem stuff. So
I fucking better. No.
Obviously, I'm dabbling in other stuff. I mean, the thing is, you got to. I think maximalism's bad in general. You can't be a total maxi in something because if you do that, number one, you miss opportunities, and number two, if things go wrong, you haven't got any plan B. You're fucked, right?
You're totally fucked. And
the
people don't believe
SEC thing,
that shit.
For example, you know, if that shit does go bad, I don't think it will, but if it does go bad and you're all in that stuff, then that might be a problem, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but people never believe. I mean, like you never hear from the people who totally get. You only hear the stories of people who made a fuck ton of money. You don't usually hear the guys who were all in on 1 token, and they get fucked basically, which is a big story and stuff. And that would suck that you're just positioned 100% into one. Now, when it works out, fuck yeah. And part of that is still skill and then luck, a lot of dumb luck and stuff like that. But it is like it's sad when I hear some guy that was in the project for a long time barely got any pump at all, and it's just like, damn, dude, just wasting a whole bull market on bullshit. But no, I think the whole ecosystem do really well. I mean, like I'm in a bunch of L1s everywhere, and like, bro, it's like ghost towns right now. Like literally the only other chain that has this much volume is just Ethereum itself. I mean, it's Pulse Chain's got the most amount of like action going on right now. Like there isn't like another change. Maybe if you're a part of a very big secret group, or like a part of some sort of secret group, you might know some coin that's going to launch an OP or something like that, or like on base protocol or something like that. But good luck. You know, you're not a part of that club. You know, and that's actually the problem too, is that a lot of times you're not a part of the inside club, or you're not part of the cool kids on those chains. So if you're just some poor pleb, you know, you're not a part of it, you know, and is what it is, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, I'm like you. I'm also in a few L1s just because they tend to pump the hardest, right? So like one thing I like a lot is Phantom, just because of the accessibility for it. You can buy it anywhere. It's super easy. Yeah, I like it, man. I know it's had its problems and stuff, but I'm not looking at it from that perspective. It's just that like it's accessible. When I look at that chart, it looks very nice to me because it went up to like $3.50 and then dipped down to like 20 cents. That shit goes again and 3x is its all-time high from here. Then that is a huge gain, man. That's like a 50x. I'll fucking take that all day long on like a long-term hold, you know. I'm all about that shit. So I have got a bit of that. I've got some Ethereum. I've got some Binance, BNB. I think BNB is a good one, to be honest. I know it's scam central, but it's just because of the low fees. And that's what we've got on Pulse Chain now as well. Like I've been saying this for like a year, maybe longer, that Pulse Chain is going to be BNB V2. All the scams are coming here, man. All the guys that are going to rug. A guy rugged the other day for like $2. $2, man. $2? Seriously. $2. I thought the record before that was $34. And I thought that was funny. But yeah, someone did it the other day. We checked it. They made a total of $2 profit. And they still did it. All that effort for $2. Crazy, man. But we're going to get a lot of this on Pulse Chain. And that's part of the reason why we wanted to build 9inch in the first place, is because it actually, with the yield farming and stuff, you have to kind of make an investment as a community that you're going to vote for your pairs to get yield farms. So you're going to get business in through people looking at our yield farms and then deciding to buy your token because the APY is high. But the fact that you've gone in and actually voted for that protocol, it's not a sign that it won't rug or anything like that, but it is a sign of like, good things to come. You know, at least they've got that forethought that they're here for a long time, not a good time. You know, and I think that's going to help a little. But also the meme coin space on Pulse Chain is under facilitated with PulseX. It's not a meme coin DEX. Like, I don't even know what the process is to get like your token listed on there and actually have your logo. So people aren't having to Google contract address for blah, blah token and then putting some bullshit in, some honeypot that you can't sell. But that does happen a lot with anything, because every time there's a relatively successful token, I know you're a Pepe guy, for example. Yeah. How many Pepes have come along since Pepe, the actual one? Fucking loads, mate. Loads. And then you got all the variations of it and stuff like that. So what you want is you want a DEX where you've actually got everything listed and ready to. All you have to do is click it. You haven't got to like go searching for contract addresses and get scammed along the way. I think this is something that's really kind of missing from Pulse Chain at the moment. If it is going to be Jeet Central, then we need to make it accessible for the guys that want to buy that shit, rather than relying on people's intelligence. Because I tell you one thing in crypto, right? People think they're smart. Considering the kind of people I've been dealing with lately, there is a lot of retarded people in crypto, man, who don't have a clue what they're doing. Don't want to offend anyone, but I'm just being honest. Like some of you guys, maybe not the guys in this chat, but some of the guys that are popping up in 9inch, man, they ain't hexicans, I'm telling you. Like they're not educated enough. Like no chance.
Dude, show off the chain, brother. Let me see it. Man, we got the 9-inch
chain. Yeah. So this is
so you have a double food chain, brother.
It's this is by ENJ Gold. Shout out to him. This is one of them. I've got another one, but it's in the other room. It actually glows in the dark as well.
Oh shit, that's tight.
Diamond
out or like one of those like costume jewelry.
No, just cubic zirconias or something like that. I'm not sure, but they're shiny as hell. When it's glowing in the dark, it looks absolutely fire, man. And I've got another one as well, which is the poor pleb guy with like a 9-inch rocket on his back, like launching off into the moon. With 9inch.io underneath it. So yeah, shout out ENJ Gold, man. These things are fire. Like he did one for Mintra as well. He's done a few, man. Like when I seen these in real life, I was like, holy shit, that is sick. Yeah. But it's very heavy. I can't imagine wearing this like out, because it's like super heavy and it's really flashy. And I'm not really a flashy guy, to be honest. So like, I don't know. I wore it when I was in Barcelona not long ago. And apparently Barcelona is like the #1 pickpocket central of like Europe, and I had no idea. And I was wearing it, met with my friends, and they're like, "Bro, why are you wearing that here?" I was like, "Shit,
dude." Because I've had so many homies of mine and friends tell me, "Don't wear nothing when you're out there in London at all. Don't go to the UK, because you're gonna get fucking stabbed the fuck up." And I've had, I mean, my boy, like even Waller told me that shit, dude. Like, what the fuck's going on in London, dude? Why you guys stab centrals?
I have no idea, man. You know, London has got the most CCTV in it in the world, but it's got like, I think something like 11 people a day get stabbed in London, which is just like sad, to be honest. I've got to be honest, I don't really enjoy London that much. I enjoy the people that I meet in London, but I don't enjoy like walking around in London. It just doesn't feel like a nice place to be. Actually, since I went to Dubai earlier on in the year, and when I was in Dubai, that is how society should be, man. There's no crime at all. There's none. Like my little boy, I got a little boy, it's 10 years old.
Yeah.
We were sat outside in a restaurant and we got up and walked away from the table. And this was like outside, literally just in the street, in a random street. He left his phone on the table. And it was like half an hour before he realized, oh, Dad, I left my phone at the restaurant. Oh, for fuck's sake, go back and ask the guy. And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, it's right here. Someone handed it in. Someone off the street came and grabbed it and handed it in to the guy. Not even a guy at the restaurant, just some random guy walking past down the street, grabbed it. If that was in London, mate, you could be sat at the table and people would still steal your phone. It's crazy. Like, don't leave your phone on the table in London. Like, you'll just get robbed. It sucks, man. So that was a real eye-opener for like how society is just totally fucked.
Right. So, I'll at least say that Vegas is safer than that, at least. Maybe not San Francisco, but like I'll say Vegas is. I mean, there's weapons out here like you can't believe. Like you rob a house, you're gonna die. You're gonna turn into Swiss cheese. It's for you break into a house, you're gonna die, 100%. Like I can tell you that right now. You break into anyone's house here in Las Vegas, you will die.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know what, bro? Like, I mean, for a UK guy, the idea of guns is like crazy to me, but I understand it because if you've got a gun, you can defend yourself. You can be like a little old lady and someone breaks in your house. If you got a gun, you can defend yourself. But if you haven't got that, then you're fucked, basically. There's nothing you can do. So it's kind of like fighting fire with fire. It's like a bit extreme, but at the same time, people have that respect that they're not going to pick a fight with someone in the street because they might just pull a gun out and shoot you. So what are you going to do?
Right.
You know?
I mean, and now I know it's not like this, but it's like, I mean, if I was high as fuck right now, I'd be like, dude, it sounds like going to London is basically like on guard, motherfucker.
Basically,
like,
that's
some French shit. Like,
you seen that meme? You seen that meme about when you go to London for the first time, and it's a guy who's got like a knife, and there's like a fake dummy in front of him with like blood in it, and he's just like, ha, 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 like just fucking stabbing the shit out of it. And the meme is like when you visit London for the first time, and it's just like that, because it really is. It's stab central. I mean, to be honest, I mean, if you've got a bit of money, I'm sure you're doing all right. If you came to London, all you got to do, bro, is just get taxis everywhere. Like, don't walk around in the street with your rollie on. Just get a taxi everywhere. You'll be fine. It's pretty cheap. Like, I don't know, 5-10 quid. Go and get a taxi up the road, whatever. It's fine, man. But if you're like a lowly pleb and you want to go get on the tube wearing a Rolex, it's probably a bad idea. It's probably a bit like New York or somewhere like that. I've never been to the States, as I told you earlier, but like
New York's a shithole. New York's a shithole.
Yeah, it sounds
straight up. I'm telling you this as a man who's traveled all over San Francisco, man. San Francisco's a shithole. New York's a shithole. Straight up. I think
New York is like,
don't let New Yorkers fucking like lie to you. Like, it's a shithole for real. Like, it really is. Like 24/7 construction. It's all basically almost the entire city is just it's all just grates and under construction and shit. There's like shit everywhere. There's fucking homeless everywhere. I mean, like, dude, it's crazy. I almost got into I went to New York, almost got into a fight with a bum outside of a gift shop.
Really?
Oh yeah, just for no fucking reason. Dude, ass out, like he came out of the trash can like he was on Sesame Street. Literally fucking said, "What the fuck you looking at? You want to fight?" And I was like, "Fucking then bring it then, motherfucker." And then he was like, "You better watch out." Turns around, both ass cheeks out. Both ass cheeks out. Goes back into his trash can. I mean, I wish I had that shit on video, dude. Just insane, dude. Like the city is cracked out.
You get that shit in Nottingham, to be fair, man. Like, we got a huge homeless problem here now. And I've lived here my whole life. And I remember when I was a kid, it was like there was a bit of it. You walk through the city. I mean, it's a fairly small city. You can walk through the entire city center in about, I don't know, an hour tops, like not even that. And you used to see like a couple guys, you know, begging for change and all of this stuff. Now it's like literally every 10-20 yards there's a guy begging for change, and they're getting a bit more aggressive with it as well. Like my girlfriend was telling me that she got followed by a guy. He asked her for change, she said no, and he just kept following her, asking her again and again and again. And he didn't do anything, but it's like, it's intimidating, you know, especially as like a woman just walking. I had a guy do that with me, and I threatened to fucking beat his ass, and then he walked off. But it was like he gave me some dirty looks. Now the thing is, this is why I make the parallel with Dubai. It's just like, in Dubai, you don't get any of that. I mean, for example, when you're a man just walking around in a Western culture, if you're walking and another guy's coming your way or another group of guys are coming your way, you always have that situation where you kind of look at each other and size each other up a little bit.
Right.
Just naturally, you know, you got to be observant. Look what's happening, and you don't want them to just suddenly attack you. So you got to keep an eye on them, right? In Dubai, you can be walking past people. They don't even acknowledge you're there. They don't even think about it. It's not an option. Like, shit, the penalties are so high over there. If you get caught stealing, they chop your fucking arm off, bro. Like,
yeah, that's how they used to do it in Mexico towns and like Mexican towns before the cartels really took over and stuff. Like, you got caught stealing anything, they would chop your fingers off straight up. And that was not even cartels. That was the city itself. Like,
yeah, like the police,
the police and shit. Like, there's people I've seen people like missing fingers and stuff over there. Just they got caught stealing and shit. But I will say this though, like, I've had a feeling that like I like Dubai, you know, like I like what's going on there. You know, they're really investing in crypto down there, which is really cool, and they've made it really like a great place to do business. But like, a part of me somewhere in my soul, like it feels like a honeypot almost, because like I feel like the United States is going to do some fuck shit down there in the Middle East.
Do you think?
I hope I'm wrong.
In Dubai,
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I don't know if they'll do it there, because they really embrace Western culture over there a lot, like as much as they can. In fact, more than their religion even allows them to. Like, seriously, it's crazy the shit you can get away with over in Dubai. The only thing that they will not have is drugs. That's it. Everything else is pretty fair game. Like, mate, there's prostitution everywhere, for example, which is so haram, bro. I did not have a clue that even existed. And a couple of my mates had been there before, and they told me, like, bro, there's so many prostitutes. I was like, they're a Muslim country, mate. Like, how the fuck is that? And they weren't wrong. You go and sit in a hotel bar, you'll have like 10 girls approach you. They're just everywhere.
What is this, mate. Thailand? What the fuck,
bro? It's probably worse than Thailand. And the funny thing is, as well, is a lot of these girls are actually Muslim girls. It's mad. It's
that almost seems like some cop shit, man. It's like, freeze.
It really wasn't. It really wasn't. Damn, like, that's one crazy. Of my mates that was over there. He participated in a bit of that, and it wasn't even expensive, bro. It was cheap as fuck. Like compared to what you would pay in the UK for the same shit, it was like super cheap, man. And you know what? Like it is what it is.
I gotta ask you, man. The British girls, is their teeth fucked up? I gotta ask.
Bro, even my teeth were fucked up like a year ago. They're not too bad anymore. I've sorted them out. Someone made a comment like, "Oh, have you been to Turkey?" And I didn't realize at the time because we got this thing about like turkey teeth. And I'll just say for like full disclaimer, no turkey teeth. I had the Invisalign, the nice like basically like braces in it. I've got them right here. Look, they're right here. These little things. And they just like straighten your teeth over time. That was the number one thing. As soon as I got a little bit of money, I was like, yeah, I'm sorting my teeth out because that's the only thing I don't like about myself. And yeah, they're pretty much perfect now. So happy days, mate. I can come to America and fit in, and people won't assume that I'm just British straight away until I open my mouth and start talking. Right. Then they'll get it. You know.
Now, I guess let's talk a little bit about 9-inch, the sack and stuff like that. Were people who sacked for 9-inch, did they get two types of did they get tokens on Ethereum and on Pulse Chain, or did they just get it on Pulse Chain? No. They got it on Ethereum and Pulse Chain. So the whole idea with the sack was if I even rewind a little bit before the sack is okay.
We had this idea for doing a DEX yield farm, and originally, obviously, Poor Pleb was on Ethereum before Pulse Chain launched. This was all before Pulse Chain launched that we kind of came up with the idea.
Right.
We wasn't sure if Pulse Chain would have launched by the time that we decided to put ours out. The idea is that there wasn't really like a meme-centric DEX or yield farm on Ethereum even, let alone Pulse Chain. Definitely wouldn't be there. So we originally were just going to launch on Ethereum, and then as soon as Pulse Chain happens, we would just get the Insta copy over and then participate over there as well. So yeah, both Ethereum and Pulse Chain, and the kind of price that we did it at was, I say price, it was a sacrifice, but the amount of points that you would get, you would only have to pay 85 cents on the first like 10 days to get the same rate that you would have done on the Pulse X sacrifice. But you're getting it on two chains. And I'm happy that like when I look at these prices, like we're even just on Pulse Chain, we're worth 3x what Pulse X is already. Right. And then you got the Ethereum side as well. So actually, I know it's only been a day or two, but we are actually killing it versus Pulse X. The issue, and it's not really like that we're trying to like shit on Pulse X in any way or anything like that. It's just that we think that we are a superior product because if you go and use the DApp, it is a superior product in every way. We've got limit orders on there. We've got all these. We just wanted to make it better. Because we've seen the Pulse X testnet and we, it was okay, but there was a few things missing from there. And we thought that maybe Richard's going to add them in time or whatever. But like right now, they don't exist. And we didn't know how much of that he was going to change before he actually launched.
Now, how much, because we had talked a little bit about this in private and stuff, like how much of this do you think is because he's kind of tied up with the old SEC stuff versus like he's got a tippy toe a little bit? Like, I mean, a part of me does think that a bit, but, It'd be interesting because, like, I mean, I've kind of speculated that, like, with you guys, like, you guys might give him the big kick in the ass to do some upgrades, fucking finally. On this,
I think we will, yeah. I don't think he'll be able to ignore us, man. Like, if we start eating his lunch, he's gonna have to, sort this out. I think, like, certainly a portion of it is because of the SEC thing, but he was tweeting that Pulse X has been a finished product for like a year. Earlier on at the beginning of this year, a finished product. And me and my team like read this and we were like, is it though? Is it actually finished? Because like it's pretty minimal. There's not much going on here. But I think that was just at the back of his, he wasn't thinking about it. He thought it was done. Perhaps Richard, he is the fucking God founder, right? Like he's a really, really smart guy. But if he doesn't know what yield farming really is, because maybe he didn't participate. I mean, the real yield farming happened on BSC, right, with PancakeSwap. That was like the first time it really happened. I don't think Richard was participating in that, so we might not really understand how it all works. But obviously he's cloned PancakeSwap for Pulse X, but he hasn't added all the features, and he hasn't really like. I think honestly, like his effort level on Pulse X was like 1% of what he was thinking about when he was developing Pulse Chain in total, because he thought that was like a easy part to do with it, which we thought it would be easy as well, but it isn't, man. If you want to get everything right, I mean, we still haven't got everything right on the front end yet. There's still like RPC issues, a couple of little bits and bobs that we need to sort out, but like generally it's pretty much working. It's like 95% working now. Certainly all the code is working and all the main features you need on the front end. The only things that aren't showing are like some of the APRs and a few other little things, but that's literally just issues with RPC. Yeah, I would say it was like, I do definitely think that Richard just didn't like pay him enough attention to the PulseX side of things. Like, and that isn't me hating. It's just that like he thought it was covered, and it was only later after he launched it that he realized that, oh shit, we got some problems here. We need to sort out, because he had the V1, V2, things like that. And I think it was just more of an afterthought. Like his concern was getting the chain right and making sure all of that works correctly.
I do think Richard knows how to yield farm. I do think, like, because I'm fairly
spent some time with him, right? So
yeah, he knows how to yield farm. He understands LPing extremely well down to the math. Like,
yeah,
he does. But more than likely, probably what preoccupied. Now, I'm not speaking for him, but it's just like my hypothesis on it probably is like he got tied up with, oh fuck, Ethereum. I think he did get caught. He got caught off guard on this, that Ethereum actually launched Ethereum 2.0. Fuck. And then we had
that threw him, yeah.
Yeah, I think that threw him for a loop, and he was like, "Fuck!" And then he had to re-update everything else with that. But I'm kind of glad you're into the whole Phantom stuff, because I literally think that if you knew what's been going on with Phantom, they've coming out with Phantom Sonic. It's on testnet right now, and that's the FVM upgrade. Literally, it is an 8 to 11x reduction in gas fees for mainnet Ethereum. So that makes Phantom with this upgrade is probably going to be I think pretty much the fastest blockchain, period. Like,
I didn't even know that, bro. I didn't even know any of that.
Yeah, like it's a big upgrade like that. And the cool shit with that is that's been invested. The Ethereum Foundation and GitLab have invested into the Phantom Foundation to have that upgrade for Ethereum. So we're gonna have like a summer. They said like July they should have that full mainnet for Phantom. Means Pulse Chain, since it's 2.0 compatible, we could take that upgrade Pulse Chain with that. And like that is a huge upgrade, because you could have a fuck ton of literally what it mainly does is it's a huge upgrade for how many smart contracts you can have on Pulse Chain per block.
Okay.
So that's really the big holdup, because like you could like if we were just doing hey, let me send you some coins and let me do a swap, it's really, we can handle a lot of that. But the moment you start doing some smart contracts, people running scripts, people doing that sort of stuff, it ends up slowing down the network basically. So that upgrade is going to be pretty huge, because that'll be something that can pump Ethereum up, I think, in like late 24, 26 when they implement it and stuff, because it looks like we're probably going to, with the for the first quarter of next year, we're going to have the Bitcoin ETF. That's happening, right?
Yeah.
Then with that, maybe during this bull market, here's the gamble, is that we can get the Ethereum spot ETF done sometime in 2025, along with the upgrade on the lower gas fees. Holy shit. That's some huge news. It doesn't mean it's going to solve the gas fees on Ethereum, because no matter what, the gas fees will just go back up because people will find a way to fill it up. But I think it'll end up extending the bull market, because we'll end up having more users being able to use Ethereum, because most people, when they jump in, they just know how to use Ethereum. They just know how to use like the basic shit, and they don't really understand how to even use L2s or anything like that. So that's going to be huge for the space and stuff. And that's also one of the reasons I was kind of, after talking to you and stuff, I was kind of understanding your strategy and stuff like that. Like you guys are basically trying, like, if I can say this, like you guys are, it seems like you guys are trying to rug Uniswap by being like, you want to be the main DEX for Hex on Ethereum basically. And kind of all the rich hard stuff. Was that the goal from the beginning?
Actually, no, it wasn't. We thought it might be a good idea to do so. It's just because of Uniswap's behavior over the last couple of months that it's like, you've left the door wide open for us now. We're at least getting this market share. And I think I'm very confident we are going to get at least the hexagons coming over and using us. I'm very confident about that. Like, no hexagon wants to use Uniswap anymore, man. I'm certain of it. And the thing is like, most people who trade Hex don't even use Uniswap. They use Matcha or 1inch or CowSwap. And they're going to be probably routing through us very soon anyway. If we've got liquidity there and it's a better deal, then they'll be using 9inch anyway, which is great for us because we don't even need to onboard the people to our platform. They're just going to use us without knowing it. And we still benefit from the buy and burn pressure on the BBC and the 9inch token. So all we want is volume at the end of the day. Like if we can onboard the hexagons first, that's why there's going to be a yield farm and a single-sided staking for eHex, because we want to encourage those guys to come over.
eHex or the BBC token?
eHex.
Oh, eHex. Sheesh.
And BBC. Yeah. That's happening on the Ethereum side. We're going to get
a little mic drop for everybody. Dude, but I thought eHex was dead, bro. I thought all
no,
the
eHex not. Bro, I actually bought some eHex a few weeks ago, and then it pumped like 3x. Like 2 days later, killed it.
Bro, literally the same thing. Like I was a few weeks ago, I swapped some P because it was just getting like it's like PHEX versus eHex was ridiculous. So I swapped a bunch of like PHEX over to eHex, and bro, that shit tripled up on me, man. That was a nice little. Thank you.
eHex isn't dead, and I'll give you some logic about this as well. Is that like, let's say Richard Hart, like, you know, you got the film coming out, you got all these things, right? There's going to be reasons that people get into Hex in the future. The easiest way for them to get in is not via Pulse Chain, it's via Ethereum. If they hear about Richard Hart and they haven't done that much research, but they're like, oh, he invented Hex, I'm going to go buy some Hex, they will buy it on Ethereum.
Right.
All the new people are coming to Ethereum first, and then only later will they find out about Pulse Chain. So that was my ideology behind it, is just like, man, the price is down. And so I loaded up at 3 cents, like a lot. And I took a huge loss on that. This was before Pulse Chain.
Right.
Took a big loss on that. But like, obviously I could go in with 10, 15% of the money that I spent at 3 cents and get all of that again. So I just basically did that. I just did like 15% of what I put in at 3 cents, and I got more than I had. So it's great. It was a good, fucking fantastic deal, man. So yeah, I think I killed it with that. I think that was the bottom on eHex, honestly. eHex probably found its bottom as well.
Yeah, I think you're right, because even like now, the only reason I'd say the bottom's probably the bottom, but like the only way we could actually even go lower would be like if on November 28th or something like that, like something bad happens with Richard, with the whole lawsuit stuff. But there's a good chance it'll get thrown out, I believe. Like it's going to get thrown out. If not, it's going to be a much easier battle and stuff, because the SEC is just losing ground everywhere. Because basically, if you actually look at what's been going on, what they're afraid to do is to go to the Supreme Court, because if they end up denying, the case will go up to the Supreme Court, and if it goes up to the Supreme Court then says you can do this, you can't do this, and no matter whether they win or lose, right? What's going to end up happening is that anytime the Supreme Court says something, that's the line. And right now, because the Supreme Court's never actually jumped into anything crypto in terms of with the SEC essentially they can overstep their bounds, because there's like all this like gray area that they can say like, oh, this is where we were at now with the rules. We control all this. But if the Supreme Court says, hey, no, you cannot legally stop a fund from converting into an ETF, they now have lost jurisdiction over everything that in that version. So they literally lose a ton of power, and then it kind of fucks the SEC. So this is why the SEC is like, we're just going to let it pass, because they want to be able to like kind of cock block shit, basically, control the market. Fucking assholes, man. Fuck the SEC. You know, actually, matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to play.
Fuck the SEC, bro. That's terrible.
Let me play something. Gary, Gary Gensler pretends like he doesn't fucking know anything about crypto or anything like that. Let me play a little video for you guys real quick.
So we already know in the U.S. and in many other jurisdictions that 3/4 of the market are not ICOs, or not what would be called securities. Even in the U.S., Canada, and Taiwan, the 3 jurisdictions that follow something similar to the Howey test that we've talked about, 3/4 of the market is non-securities. It's just a commodity, a cash crypto. So you'll hear debates about initial coin offerings and what's a security and what's not a security. Relevant and important debate. But for 3/4 of the market, it's not particularly relevant as a legal matter, as a regulatory matter. Brodish.
Fucking piece of shit, dude.
Scumbag, bro. Like the thing is, even his voice angers me. I don't even know the guy, but he makes me angry. He's the kind of guy that got bullied in school, and now he just throws his weight around as like a manager or something. You know,
another guy that also pretends a lot that he doesn't know anything, like Mr. Wonderful. from Shark Tank and shit. Same thing. There's videos of him saying
I don't know,
he knew Bitcoin back to front. He knew Ethereum. He knew Algorand. He knew fucking everything. And then when he's on TV, I don't know about this crypto shit. I think this is bad. This is all scams. Like, I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are trash. It's going to go to zero, right?
Yeah.
And then they got this fucker on 4K saying like he like everything about it's all bullshit. And then the minute he gets paid by FTX, I think crypto's the best thing that's ever happened, Hexy Bastard. I mean,
that guy is definitely front running his own decisions 100%, because he can say something bad about XRP, but just before he does it, put a nice little short on. Even at just 2x leverage, the guy's got money, right? He doesn't need to risk much. He can just go and do a nice little 2x short. And says something bad and then closes it half an hour later, and he's just, guess what, he's just made like a few $1 million. Like, there is a lot of this insider trading thing going on. One thing I will say, I mean, I know people, I'm a little bit outspoken against Richard, not in a terrible way. I respect the dude like fuck, man. I just think that there's certain areas of the market that I might be able to do a little bit better, to be honest, because he ain't about meme coins. He ain't about degen shit. Like, that's not his bag. And I respect that, honestly. I wasn't either for a long time until I realized like how many people are. So I'm just like adapting to that. But I think Richard is the #1 guy who would fuck the SEC. Like, he is too clever. Like, he knows more about their own laws than they do. That guy reads shit. I don't read anything. I just fucking come on and degen and do whatever. That guy reads and he studies, and I can imagine him sat there like all day, every day, trying to research like the back doors and the entry plans and whatever for all of this shit. He's going to know more about their laws and their jurisdiction. He doesn't even live there, for fuck's sake, but he's going to know more about it than they do. He's going to destroy them, man. As long as he doesn't get like kind of too cocky with it.
Right.
You know what Richard's like, right? He's
flamboyant. He's flamboyant, bro. I mean, he's a fucking, like, he's a pussy hound. That's who he is. Like, that's why me and him got along fantastically.
Yeah, I was going to ask you actually. So you spent a few days with him, right? So like, what was your opinion? I only spent about maybe 20 minutes talking to the dude, like at the end of the party in the UK. I thought he was a fucking lovely guy, and I really got on well with him, but it wasn't enough time, and I was really fucked at the time. I'd been drinking for like 9 hours or something. I didn't even believe I was talking to Richard Hart at the time. Like, it was just so weird. But you spent a few days with him. What was your like opinion of
he's a fucking great guy. I mean, he's a great guy. I got to spend pretty much almost half a day with him, basically. A lot of my friends were with him the whole fucking day. They were with him like the whole day. Basically almost damn near almost all the entire time he was in the States and stuff. So yeah, I mean, Richard was a cool dude. We did like a podcast with him, spent a shit ton of time with him and the Fresh and Fit crew down there in Miami.
Fresh and Fit. Yo, Fresh and Fit, if you're listening, I fucking love you guys. If I'm ever over there, please get me on, because I fucking love your podcast. It's excellent. I want to hear Myron just kick some bitches out like in real life, you know.
Frank Castle, these hoes, man. You can't trust, dude. Like, and that's one of the big things why, like, because I came from I was in the Red Pill community, that pickup artist community sort of shit, before I came to crypto. Like, legitimate, like, I knew about crypto I wouldn't say $1, but actually maybe like $1, maybe $3. Something like I knew about like Bitcoin since like basically the Silk Road, right?
Yeah. Same here about then.
I just couldn't buy it because I didn't have I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have a credit card. I lived in the cash economy like an immigrant. Like, literally back in the day. Like, I mean, I'm being for real, dude. Literally being Hispanic and being an immigrant and shit, lad. Like, I'm not an immigrant. I was born here, but like my whole family and everything, right? The amount of like finances is like the most they teach you is like fucking save your money, because you might be able to use this money to do something with it. That's it. That's
the worst advice ever, isn't it?
That's all there is. I know, it's bad, dude. I mean,
it's terrible advice, but everyone thinks that's the way to do it. That's all my grandparents told me, you know, like, just save money, just look after your money and it will look after you. Does it? Fuck me. A loaf of bread used to be like 30p when I was growing up. It's like £2 now. It's gone up by like fucking 8x. In that time, saving my money, that 2% interest is not going to save me. Like,
we had Westcott. I'll pull it up in a minute, but we had Westcott. Like, what the fuck? Since when has a big bag of chips cost $6 What the fuck? Like, and then actually, as a matter of, I'll post it, man. That shit's crazy. Like, you know, shout to Westcott. Let's see where we posted this shit. But it's kind of crazy. I mean, and people aren't taught this and stuff because you don't like. They're like, wow, the price. All people know now is like, wow, the prices are going up. That's it. That's as much as like their financial education is. But like, it's crazy, dudes. Like, it's fucking.
It's interesting you say that about like the red pill stuff. So I got into that before I got into crypto as well. I wasn't like doing. I'll let you play the video first, and then I'll talk about it.
Was a party size of Cheeto Puffs always $6, bro? Look at the McChicken. This was a $1 menu item, bros.
Fuck.
Okay. All right.
Bro, dudes, like it's like this is what I'm, bro. Like this is what I'm talking about. It's like shit that was $1 is now $4. I mean,
yeah,
bro. Like I remember, like now maybe this is me being old, but that same $6 bag was like $2.50.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
like,
man. Crazy.
In like 10 years. In 10 years.
Yeah. We had this thing over here. We had this little chocolate bar called Freddos. They used to be 5p when I was growing up. They're 25p now.
Wait. So, okay, wait. So P is what? Like that is like pence?
Yeah, pence. So like a cent.
Is that your cents?
Yeah,
is that your
cents?
Cents? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Used to be five pence, and now it's 25 pence. You know, it's like just in 20 years or something. Not even that, probably, but yeah. I just wanted to like, so the whole red pill thing. I got into that like way before crypto, and man, that is a big eye opener. Like, obviously, Rollo Tomasi with that book, Rational Male. You know, what a game changer! I think every man on the planet. Every man on the planet needs to read that book. That changed my life, man. I was always good with women, right? I never had a problem with like getting with girls and stuff, but you do still have your odd issues from time to time. And, you know, just understanding them, that's kind of the issue. And, yeah, when I read that book, man, it all clicked for me. I was like, oh shit. I was thinking back to like 100 situations I was in the past where I fucked it up and I didn't even realize I fucked it up, you know? So yeah, shout out Rollo. I love his book, man. It's a real game changer, and I think every man on the planet needs to read that book and study it, because you'll just do better in life. It's not even just about dealing with women; it's just understanding society and male, female, you know, sexual dynamics.
And people who are enemies of the red pill and stuff are thinking like, oh, guys are using this to take advantage of chicks. No, people are using this not to get taken advantage of.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just knowing the rules. It's like having the fucking Bible right here, and like, you know, knowing the rules and stuff just so you can play a fair game. Because man, dude, like what's happened, and this is like, fuck whatever what we're doing, right? The most important thing is, one of the most important things you ever do in your life is basically who you're going to end up with, right? Your partner, right? And you choose badly, your life's going to end badly.
Yep.
End very badly, bros. I mean, like, like how many fucking people are getting divorced right now? Like the divorce rate's insane in every country.
Just don't get married, guys. Seriously, just don't. I mean, it's prenups, prenup, sure, go for it.
Yeah,
but without prenup, don't even think about it. Like,
don't even think about getting married and stuff like that. I mean, shit, it's just there's no advantage. All you're doing, and I think getting married is a fucking wonderful thing. It really is. I think, like, especially even from a religious sense, like getting married under God, that's awesome. But the problem is you're putting all these levers and stuff. So the woman, like, you're giving the woman every excuse to divorce you.
Yeah, that was the thing that got me the most, was when he kind of like broke that down, that when you marry a woman, you're basically giving her an incentive to leave you, because she can leave, take half your shit, and then she hasn't got to deal with you anymore. And she can just go live her best life, like, with, you know, without actually earning it. You know, we hear about like Jeff Bezos and stuff like that. It's like, that guy's been working on Amazon for, I don't know, 30 years, something crazy like that, maybe 20 years. And he's worked his ass off for that. And then at some point, he's married a woman who didn't really contribute to his success in any way, shape, or form. And he's had to give half of his shit to her. Why is, like, she had every incentive in the world to leave him. Right. Like, just takes one thing for him to do to piss her off, and that'll be it. And he's out of there. She's out of there, because, like, why would she deal with him when she can still get the life that she wants and not have to put up with him anymore? It just makes total sense. And that's why prenups are good. I agree with you. I love the idea of marriage, and I love the idea of like having a life partner and you only have each other, and, you know, it's all lovely. But that shit ain't realistic in this society anymore, man. It doesn't work. Right. Another thing that he got me with as well was the women date up and men date down.
Yep.
That was something I never realized. I thought it was equal.
Nope.
Yeah.
That shit is the biggest mind fuck. Guys date across and down. Women date across and up, like Nazis. Like, you know. I mean, I'm not gonna do signal, but bro, like, I mean, shit, try to do that shit, and no, thank you. But that's how what they do is like literally, if you when you date a woman, if a woman is dating you, in her mind, whether she wants to agree with or not, she thinks that you are better than her because why was she dating you at all? Think about that. Think about that. That's such a good point of reference. Is like, now I'm not going out here like saying all women's or shout out John Zerka and shit. Like all women are fucking whores.
Fucking love Zerka, mate. I fucking love Zerka. Dude, I already found that guy recently, and I fucking love that dude. I know he's a little bit over the top, right? But have you ever met him in real life?
Yeah, I had him in my studio and everything. Yeah, like,
did you? Yeah, bro, I fucking love that guy, man.
Dude. Like, I know Zerka. Yeah, Zerka's been on one, dude. Like, he's actually still here in Vegas right now. I think they just finished TwitchCon right now, so he might still be here for a little bit. But you shout to Yasim. But no, Zerka's a cool dude, but he's just like he needs to just stay on track a little bit because he's starting to spiral a bit. I think personally.
Yeah, I mean, like he's extreme, like he's very extreme. The way he speaks to women and stuff. Yeah. I mean, I understand why there's a lot of people who think red pill community is just like a bunch of incels that hate women and stuff like that. And it's not like that at the root of it. At the root, sorry, it's not like that. We just have a bit more of an understanding. And actually, I think most women will agree with this, honestly, that if you treat them a little bit like shit, they're more likely to like you. If you treat them like a princess, they'll think that you're just like a pushover and you're not worth their time because you have to be better than them. Like you have to firmly believe that you are better than them. And that's the only way that they will like you. That's the only way they'll be attracted to you. If the minute you let a girl think that she's better than you, it's over, mate. It's just over. You'll never claw it back ever. And that's the thing. So I went through like a very long. So I told you I had a kid. So like the girl who I had the kid with, me and her.
How old are you right now?
I'm 32.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, bro, you had that shit. You had your kid young, son. What
yeah, 22, man. I was 22 when I had him. But the girl who I had the kid with, me and her were together for like a long time, and we, without getting too deep on it, definitely at the beginning of the relationship, she was in a position looking up to me, thinking that I was better than her.
Right.
I didn't realize this until years later after we'd like broke up.
Retrospect, right? Because you think about
yeah. But as soon as we had the kid, I kind of like made this commitment, like, right, that's it. You're the only person I'll ever be with. I'm not even looking at other women anymore. You're everything to me, kind of thing. Because I just want to have this kid with you, and I want to build a family and do whatever. As soon as I made that decision and she became aware of it, that was when she just lost all respect for me, and I could never earn it back ever. There was nothing I could do, man.
She literally lost respect for you because you it's almost like she lost respect for you because like you won't cheat on me. How fucking dare you? Fuck you,
literally, bro. Literally, yeah.
Wow, dude.
And now, don't get me wrong. This woman in question, she's like my best friend now. Like we have a really good relationship. Like we bring up the kids together. I mean, there was a lot of things in there as well, but it wasn't quite as simple as that. But the nuts and bolts of it are that like. She realized that she 100% had me and I was never going anywhere, no matter what. And then that was when she just kind of lost attraction to me. It's really weird. So the idea of dread as well, that's another thing from Rolo Tomasi's book that I just like love. I love the understanding of that. Dread is a powerful tool, man. You don't have to do anything bad.
Even joking around, like you got to tell it to all your chicks and shit, like, bitch, I mean, you better catch up, dude. Like you're in first place right now, but I don't know for how long. Like,
yeah. Literally, it's just the idea that you could do it. You don't have to actually be a dick about it or anything. You just be like, yeah, I'm going on fucking holiday. You better be good because if you're pissing me off and I'm on holiday, then I don't know what's gonna happen, kind of thing. I don't know, just little things like that. You got to keep people on their toes, man. Yeah. Women especially, like they love the chase. They want to be chasing you the whole time, and right. Man, I could speak about this shit for fucking hours. Like this topic really interests me. I've never really gone that deep on stream about it because obviously crypto, whatever. But I do think that like red pill, like if you're a guy that's successful in crypto, especially you need a good understanding of red pill mechanics because otherwise you'll just get destroyed. You'll get, it doesn't matter how much money you've got. People will just use you, get everything they can, and then they'll leave. You know, the idea is that you keep them chasing you. You know, you got to keep them interested. Women, like Zerka's funny because he says stuff like women are like dogs and whatever. And I don't know if I fully agree with that, but it is a funny ideology that, like, as long as you keep feeding them and keep looking after them, they'll stick around. But I'd say they're more like cats, because like cats will stick around if you're looking after them and yada yada yada. But if someone's looking after them more, they'll leave you and they'll just go for the other guy. You know, that guy's feeding me the premium cat food, so I'm going to go live there instead.
There's money, like, you know, this is you know, a buddy of ours, you know, John MLD, who came up with this part of Money, Muscles, Game, and Frame, basically. And everyone's argued about it because it's you have to have a piece of everything, but like, you know, usually you're strong in one of them, right? You're either a guy that's like fucking super jacked, really good looking dude. Other guys got a little bit more money, you know, money, muscles, game, frame. Other guys are really good at day game. They're just like, they're fucking, you look at some dude, he ugly as fuck, and he's like got chicks with him, and you're like, how? It's just good spin game. But money, but like it's the, you know, it's the looks and the money that retains them. You frame, like, you could have a guy with frame, all the frame in the world, like, you know, I'm God's gift to earth, this, but like, bro, they like, you might get one lay and they can't keep, because I find out a lot of the guys who are really good at game, these fuckers are like all depressed. Even if you literally read the guy, like the mystery method. Like, I mean, I remember asking Richard about this because like he learned under mystery. You guys didn't know that. From back in the day. Okay. Yeah, so the mystery method, which was the book right after the game's about mystery, which is the book that literally made the whole red pill and everything, the whole pickup artist. It was like, first it was like a pickup artist community, it exploded, and then from there it turned into a red pill, which is like more of like men's help and like improving everything, but it's all based off of like pickup artistry shit. And like, I had a feeling, because like if you listen to like Richard's story of like when he got rich and like, you know, like it was early 2000s, that it all lined up perfectly. What would be his style of picking up chicks and stuff, right? Because like as soon as you get rich, what are you gonna do? You're like, fuck, man, I want, like, let's get some cutty, let's get some girls. And so he literally learned under mystery.
Right.
So and it made sense because 2002, right? That's when he got rich, sold his company, blah blah blah, audio system company, and then 2004 is when the game came out.
Right. You know? Okay.
Yeah. Sense. So it all.
I mean, Richard's good with women, man. Like, he's very good at talking to women. You know, obviously, you know, he's not like on the face of things the most attractive guy in the world, but like, I mean, actually, I thought he was better looking in real life than I thought he would be. I'm not gonna lie, like, not in a gay way or anything like that, but you know, when I seen him, I was like, you're actually quite a good looking dude. I didn't expect it, you know. Yeah. He's a good looking guy, but he's got the other side to him. What he has, it's like I mean, obviously he's a rich guy, right? He doesn't need to show that. Oh, no, you can see that he's a rich guy, like, very easily.
So here's the book, you guys, Rational Male. I would really like what I would tell you guys is read this one, and then there's 3 books, the original 3 books, but Preventive Medicine is the second book. In here, bro, like in this book right here, man, there is like a crazy graph of like explaining a woman's life, and it will shock you like how very accurate it is. It's like the party
is so accurate. Bro, the party is, man.
Now there's exceptions to the rules, right? Where like she's exceptional, like she gets famous or something. There's kind of weird things, but most women, like 80-90% of women, follow that graph almost to a fucking T. The girl, like, let's just, that girl you never could get in high school that you've been fucking coming in your fucking pants for, and then now at 33, she's like, "Hey, John, why is this bitch talking to me now at 33?" Yeah, because she's
now she's been through a sea of cock and
the cock
didn't
carousel,
really get anywhere. Yeah, the cock carousel. Yeah.
So I would get the first one in that blue book, but buy all of Rollo's books, dude. They're really great, as well as like I would definitely get them on Audible as well. I'm more of an auditory listener. Like, I'm really good at
listening. Me too. I listen to it on Audible. That's when I did it. I can't really sit and read, man. It's not my thing. But yeah, I got it on Audible, and I mean, the guy the guy that narrates it, the way he says hypergamy. Hypergamy. Like, fucking hell, bro. I didn't know what the word actually meant. I was like, what is this fucking weird word? Typed it in, and then I realized it was hypergamy. I was like, oh yeah, shit. I didn't actually know what the word meant. I knew the word, but I didn't know what it meant. So I had to read
like
the definition.
there's such a classic quote, like, you're not ugly, you're just poor.
Well, that's another thing as well that I didn't really understand about women is I thought that looks were very important to women, and they certainly are when they're younger.
Yeah,
they are important certainly when they're younger, but as they get older, the looks thing just goes out the window, man. It ain't about that. It's about status and you know, wealth and a few. It's not necessarily even about wealth. It's just about like looking after them, you know, being in a position that you can care for them.
What happens is when you're young, when we're in let's just go high school, because that's really the age where everyone, like, not middle school bullshit, but like high school or wherever, like whatever is for your country, right? High school to like college, it's basically all about looks and status, because money doesn't, like, almost everyone.
No one has money. Yeah,
no one has money. So money then becomes a different thing, because then as you get older, it also shows competency, because like you know, a bit of games real part of game, what game really is like, and especially like being funny or anything like that, it's just basically you're showing off intelligence. Look how smart I am, because I can make you laugh and do all these other things, and all this stuff I'm doing right now is just showing you, like, look at all the extra capacity I have, like, to figure shit out. Holy fuck, this guy is fucking funny and smart. Holy crap.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, they're attracted to that. But yeah, it's just all about looks. And look, if you're a good looking motherfucker, you're gonna be slaying always. But at some point in your third, because I've seen it, like, I know, I'm gonna say who, but like I know a guy pretty well and stuff like that. This guy is like a Chad, but he's a fucking, like, you know, he does drugs and he's like has all these baby mamas and shit like that. But even at his most loserdom, still is smashing. Like, literally, the dude's like not working, not doing nothing. I know him from my hometown, and like the dude's just like couch surfing from bitch he's fucking to bitch he's fucking, like, literally, like
fucking legend, mate.
But like now, what's happening now is the shit's not getting so cute anymore, because he's getting older, and like the shit's starting to catch up to him a little bit. He's still, but like the quality of chicks he's smashing is starting to go down rapidly. Like, when I'm looking at him like, yo, bro, really? But like, that's drugs and alcohol. Like, drugs and alcohol have ruined my life, you know, and
had all the opportunity in the world, and then just didn't really find a place to
place. And then, so like, literally, like, this is the one beautiful thing. This is the shitty, like the shitty. I will say this though, this does suck for girls a little bit. Where like, if you're born fugly, like, goddamn, that sucks. Because it's hard, because guys give only one. We don't give a fuck about, like, guys can lie as much as they want about this shit. I don't give a fuck. The number one thing we care about is you're pretty and you're not a bitch. About it, really.
Yeah. Basically, that's it. Yeah. Don't care about your job. Don't care about your family. Nothing. Not bothered, mate. You're pretty and you're not a bitch. That's really nice. You know, you can even be mid and not a bitch, and I would still be more interested than like a pretty girl who is a bitch. You know.
Yo, and I've met BitBoy. Like, talking about BitBoy for a second, right? Like, yo, BitBoy, right? Cool dude. Met him when I was surprised. He's actually one of the cooler influencer dudes I've met in real life, and homie, you know, cheated on his wife. His wife forgave him. Still gets caught in a cop car with his girl he's been cheating on with after he said sorry and stuff. So he's like, "Who's in the car?" The chick. And why? Just because that chick's prettier, basically, a little bit. I guess, you know, I'm not gonna rate people's chicks and shit, but like, you know, it's just, but like, to him, that chick's prettier, bro.
Even though he's got a family and, you know, everything with the girl, it's like,
but guys are going to cheat, but you're going like. It's like not like a lot. It's the whole thing back in the day. The way it was done, it was like, all right, just don't embarrass your wife. Yeah, that's what it is. Don't embarrass your. You're going to.
The thing is, all men want to cheat, but we don't want to cheat for the same reasons. Okay, like when a woman cheats, it's emotional. When men cheat, it's just purely like physical. There might be a little bit of emotion there, but it's mostly physical. So like a man will have like his main girl that he loves. He actually loves her and wants to look after her, but she's never going to fully fulfill that for him. So I understand why men cheat. Sure. When women cheat, on the other hand, though, I know that people are going to hate me for saying this, but it's fucking true. When women cheat, it is so much worse than when a man cheats, because we really can distance ourselves emotionally. We really can.
When they cheat on you, they love that other guy. They love
at
him.
least a little bit. At least a little bit. They think he's better than you. They think he's better than you. That's why they do it. They would never fuck a guy and cheat on you with a guy that's less than you. Never. Why would they do that? It just doesn't make...
Bro, like there's something like there's cheating and there's emotional cheating. That's that is some flagrant shit. Like I'm cheating on my girl and then I'm in love with the other girl. Like I'm like to the point where like I'm about to leave you, babe. Like, bro, that's the thing.
We would leave. If we really would leave. Fell in love with another girl, we would actually leave. They don't leave because they want the security and whatever else going on, but they still want the chase. And part of that timeline, I think it's when they get to like their 40s where they have this like rebirth and they want to have this like they want to relive their youth. And then that's usually when they like end up leaving their husband and going off with like a younger guy or something like that. And it's like, but the issue is that if you're a relatively high, you don't even have to be a high value male, just like a relatively high value male, they are going to have a trouble replacing you. To replace them, it's easy. It is actually easy in comparison because they'll never find a guy like you that's willing to put up with their shit at the level. Say if you've been with a girl for like 10 years, right? You've improved over those 10 years. Like you've built your business, you've improved your net worth, you've built contacts, you've gained status, whatever. Like men are constantly improving up until the age of like 50, 60 years old. We're always on the grind, like trying to figure out how to be better people. Women reach their peak when they're like 27, 28, usually, even sometimes a little bit later.
Younger. So okay.
Even younger, yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna get into this because I'm literally fucking best friends with Rolo. I'm best friends with all the people who literally fucking do everything in this space, right? And they've taken the data from dating apps. So they've done it from Facebook, Instagram, Tinder, Plenty of Fish, basically every major dating app and stuff. They've checked it at what age do women get the most messages, like guys hitting up the girl.
Yeah.
Universally, it's 23 years old. They max out at 23.
Completely get it. I completely get it.
23 doesn't mean that it goes to it's just slight goes down over time. That's right. I'll never cheat on my pulse stream. That's right. And we'll come back to crypto, but this shit is fucking so important because like if you don't hear, like there's somebody in the chat right now, these books are for pussies. He's probably some like this dude. Look at this shit. He literally has a fucking Pokemon like a faggot. Like let's just be, come on, like bro. These books are for pussies when you have a fucking Pokemon as a, oh my god. Anyway,
bro, like yeah, but that's the thing. Like not everyone can take it, right? Like you have to actually be some kind of a, I wouldn't say, I hate the term alpha male, right? But like there's lack of a better term for that. Like you have to be a man that's like a fucking go-getter and you want the best for your life. I know a lot of guys that are definitely beta males, right? They're lovely people.
You can tell.
Beta. You can just tell. It's easy. It's like, it's fucking easy. Like you can spot them a mile away, The guys that like, I don't know, they're the shoulder to cry on guys, isn't it? Like they're nice to these girls, hoping that they leave their boyfriend to go with them and shit. Like the guy best friend. It's like any girl, you tell them to ring their guy best friend and say, "Yo, I'm sorry, I've been a bit short with you. Do you want to meet up and just fuck tonight?"
Bro,
all of them will say yes unless they're gay. All of them will say yes. Every single one of them, man. So that just proves it. The guys only hang around because they want that pussy, man, but they're not go-getter enough to go and like get it. They're not alpha.
And then sometimes the girls are playing the game because they already know
they know.
You can ask them and say like, yo, like, do you know that he wants to fuck you? Of course I do. I'm not going to. I mean, like, bro. All right, if you have a girl, now this is where like Michael Sartain goes a little like he like freaks out right here. This part is you can have girl best friends. But you have to put them in a point. You have to be like, okay, we're not gonna fuck each other. All right, cool. I don't like you like that, but your friend. But it's very, bro. The percentage of guys that could do that is like this small.
I've got a few girl. I wouldn't say they're like best friends, but I've got like a few girl friends that I genuinely enjoy just like hanging out with them, talking to them. We go way back, whatever. Yeah. But I have absolutely zero interest in fucking them. Zero. And that's why we can be friends, because all the other girlfriends that I've had over the years, I've ended up fucking them, and now we don't talk anymore. So it's either you fuck or you like. The only way that works is if you just have no attraction to them, and it might actually be the other way around, that they want to fuck me, but I just don't want to fuck them. So that it might actually be shoes on the other foot there a little bit, but I don't know, man. It's a weird and wonderful world. But that's why I really recommend people read that book, because it's like an excellent start point of like how to build your frame and just see where you're at in the world. especially if you're a young guy. I mean, you can read it at any age and you will learn from it. But the chances are, if you're an older guy, you're probably already locked into a situation where it's going to be like, you can't really change your life from that, but you can definitely learn from it. But certainly like young guys, 18 to 25 years old, you really should read that book. And it will give you a greater understanding of what's actually going on here. Because we're not taught that. It's like we were talking about crypto earlier. You're not taught about how interest works and how the dollar value going down, for example, over time. You're not taught that in school. You're also not taught about like how men and women are different in terms of like dating and finding a partner and stuff like that. Like basically the way I like to think of it is that men start on like the lower end of the spectrum, women start really, really high up, and then over time you kind of reach a point where you're about the same. It's probably when you're about in your sort of like mid to late 30s, that's where you're about the same, but then men go higher and women get lower. So, and by the time, if a man actually reaches success and does really, really well, if he's about himself and he understands his worth, he's probably going to get to this point where he's a little bit better and be like, yeah, I'm going all the way for the girls up here again. Like the girls at the beginning of I don't care if she hasn't got a job. I don't care if she's, whatever. As long as she's nice and she's attractive and ideally young, I'll take that any day of the week over some like fucking 35-year-old nasty ass bitch who, who's been through a sea of dick. I'd rather take a girl who's never fucked a single dude in her life. I mean, that's an obvious one, right? Like,
yeah, you want to
virgin.
Yeah, that is, and that's some shit that even Andrew Tate recently been saying a lot and stuff. And we're gonna talk about crypto and 9 inch a little bit more in here as well and stuff, because like, look, if your chick doesn't want your 9 inch BBC, is she for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, let's be for real. Like, let's just be for real. Like, if she at 20 didn't want your BBC, like you didn't give her the BBC at 30? Nah, y'all the same age. Y'all, like, she didn't want the schlong at fucking 20, but now she's begging for it at 30. Man, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, fuck that. I've had girls from my old school message me that I used to like back in the day, and I've got to be honest, on my personal social media, like my real life one, I don't post much on there, but I did put a couple videos about me being in Dubai over there. And the messages I got from some of these girls, I was like, you weren't interested in me back in school. Why are you messaging me now? And they were all like open-ended, like, they're not really trying to like, oh, hey, what are you up to these days? I'm like, yo, fuck you, man. Get out of my DMs. Fuck off. Because like now they're washed up. They've been through the sea of dick. They've got like children and stuff like that. I'm like, no, fuck that. So that's one of the things for sure. I'd never go out with like a single mom. Never. Not in a million years. I've got a kid myself. Double standards. I don't give a fuck, mate. Nah. I ain't getting with a girl who's got a kid. Jeez. Absolutely no way, mate. No way. I ain't bringing up another man's child. That's just not happening. Yeah. I'm sorry.
And people don't understand that shit. Like, I also get like weirded out when people tell me they don't want to have kids ever, because it's like, that means like there was all these generations of men in your family that end up having a son or a daughter, and you're just going to end it with you. Like, the end of your bloodline is you, because you won't have a kid. That shit's some fucking bullshit to me, but
So I kind of flip-flop here, because like I've already got my one son, so I'm kind of happy. Like, he's going to carry on my name and whatever. I kind of flip-flop from like, okay, I don't want any more kids, or I want to find a nice, beautiful young girl who's not been through a sea of dick and put as many children in her as possible. Right. I'm like, I'm either none or
Hexy Bastard, how dare you plan? How dare you plan that shit, bro? The patriarchy, dude. Look at you. So
I'm a total misogynist, aren't I? Like, you know what I mean? It's the thing is, feminism. I actually class myself as somewhat of a feminist, because I do believe in equal rights, and I do believe that, as emotionally retarded as women can be, I do believe that they're entitled to an opinion. I don't think that women get less rights than men anymore. I think actually they get more rights. They have a lot more rights than men do now. So what's this whole feminist movement about? It doesn't make any sense. Like, we don't need it. Like, it's a expired thing, right? You got what you wanted. So why the fuck are we still talking about it? But I feel like the feminists and all of that, they move into like the kind of trans agenda and all the crazy Disney weird shit that's going on at the moment. And I don't like any of that. I used to be a left-wing guy, like a proper lefty. Especially when I was younger, I used to be a proper lefty. But the left is so fucking retarded.
Let me ask you this. Did you support Brexit or not Brexit?
Actually, at the time, I just didn't give a fuck, mate. Like by that point, I'd basically gave up on politics because I used to be really interested in politics, and I realized it was all theater and it was all bullshit. So I just gave up, and I just didn't care either way. Now, if I can look back in retrospect, I would have voted against Brexit because I didn't vote for that. I don't vote, mate. I don't vote because I believe it's all bullshit. Everything's bullshit. Doesn't matter if you vote left or right, you're going to get the same outcome pretty much every time. But when it comes to Brexit, it has actually caused some problems for UK guys because we can't go and travel freely in Europe anymore like we used to. You can go there for a few months, but then you have to come back. You have to get visas and shit.
Now, as a person who can't vote in your country, so I got no skin in the game on this shit. But I get why Brexit happened was because like basically over the next 10 years, basically the European Union was trying to absorb the British pound and only let you guys use the euro. And then on top of that, they were going to use the UK in order to start funding more debt. So you see how like Germany's like up to our eyeballs in debt. Basically, they lent out all their money to, you know, Greece, Italy, and all the failing other states inside the European Union. They were going to do it to you guys. So it was kind of it was a hard to say. Like, I mean, I'm kind of like just for the you know, just for this, like for me, I just thought, well, you know, you guys were better off just protecting the pound and just keeping your fucking empire like that. But you guys, it was kind of a no-win situation. But like, I do think,
you're right. It was a no-win. Like there was nothing we could do to win that situation. I mean, the UK is like an epicenter for finance. It's a little bit like New York. It's smaller, but it's very similar. Like basically all the European trading kind of goes through London. The city of London, which is a corrupt load of bullshit that
it's all into
right now. Like,
shit.
It's all bollocks, but like, like having the pound existing still is probably net positive. I mean, yes, the pound could fail and we could all be fucked, but I would rather take my chances with that because the euro is almost certainly definitely going to fail. So at least we're kind of hedging against that. I will say when I go to Europe and stuff, my money seems to go a lot further in Europe. So things are cheaper.
Because
the pound is valued more, right?
Fucked. And that's the reason. It's like you guys protect your even though like you guys like in the UK have pretty high fucking inflation. Like you guys are inflation's almost 11%. You guys are hella fucked right now on the inflation side. But you guys are doing better than Europe. Europe is so fucked right now, you guys. Like, dude.
I mean, we're fucked as well, for sure, but not as fucked.
Not as fucked and stuff like that. Like that is the it's Dublin, bitches. That's right. But it is sort of a crazy sort of thing, you know, when it comes to all that shit. And then that's sort of what's happening is that, you know, people with money, they're flying. This is the same shit Andrew Tate was talking about and Rolo and everyone has been talking about, where like if you have money, you move to different places, you protect your wealth and stuff like that. There's a reason
I'm all about that life, man. Like I'm doing everything in my power to get the fuck out of the UK, like as soon as possible, because I don't necessarily think anywhere in Europe is going to treat me better. But like as soon as you're a guy that's actually got a little bit of money and you understand how taxes work and how the money system works, the last thing you want to do is pay 45% tax on what you earn, right? Like fuck that. Why on earth would I do that when I can just move to like say Dubai, for example? 0% taxes on crypto assets. Zero. Why the fuck would I stay here when I can go and live like a king in Dubai for free? Almost, it feels like it's like free, literally.
That's kind of what's happening. You especially if you're able to just do it and stuff, like because like every major. I met a couple of influencers from the UK, big YouTube channels and stuff like that, and they're all like trying to figure out either how to come to the States for work because of, you know, or trying to go somewhere else for taxes. It's either do I want to get more famous or do I want to like save whatever money I have right now? That's the move basically for a lot of these people.
The issue is with the UK, this is the thing that sucks, is that like I could move to another country. But if I'm in the UK for more than 90 days a year, I'm still eligible to pay tax here. So if I want to visit my family for more than 90 days a year, so that's like a quarter of the year, right?
So basically you get 2 months out of the year to be safe, basically.
Pretty much. So I can be here for 2 months a year and see my family and my friends and whatever else. But then I have to be out of the country for at least 9 months of the year in order to not have to pay taxes. And that shit sucks, man. Obviously, like I said earlier, I've got a kid here, right? I can't just like up and leave, and I don't want to leave him here. If I go anywhere, he's coming with me, you know? And but then that takes him away from his mother. And I mean, I've even spoken to her about maybe you can come with me and, you know, we do the shit. But she's got her own commitments. I've got my own commitments. I've got my family here. Like my grandma's like, you know, she's 85 now. I want to be around for her. I want to be around for my mom.
And that's the tough part is the family. And like most,
like,
bro, most crypto people that I knew that moved to Puerto Rico have moved back because they couldn't take it, or the infrastructure sucked dick, or like, dude, like trust. I literally talked to the first influencer you probably would ever have heard of that went to Puerto Rico. He's like, fuck that shit, I'm out of there. Like he's back, and this guy is like, he has got money. Paper, and he has every reason not to be there, but he's like, fuck, dude, I can't do it. Like, it's just, I just can't do it. Now, if you're single, sure, but if you have kids and a wife and a family, and like, dude, it's tough.
Yeah, if you're an orphan who has no children, then yeah, fuck off. But like, if you're a guy that's got a bit of family and you just want to be around for them, you can't really do it unless you've got exorbitant amount of wealth and they're all willing to come with you.
Yo, my homie's right here. You only get 3 months of good weather in the UK anyway. That's true.
Exactly. That's another reason, right? The weather here is so shit.
Just saying.
It's so shit. Like this last 12 months or so, I think I've been abroad a lot over the last like 12 months, and almost every single place I've been to has been better than the UK, if not least for just the fact that it's nice weather. The UK, it's literally raining like every other day. It's just shit over here. I know that's such a typical thing that UK guys always talk about. It's like the weather shit, but it really is shit. Like, it's just raining all the fucking time. Like, what's the point?
That's why they call you fuckers like pasty bastards and shit, because you guys are just inside all fucking goddamn day, dude. But I guess let's get into the 9-inch. Let's talk about this BBC real quick. Pause.
Yeah.
But
sure.
You know,
pause.
But but like, all right. So basically, you've come out with you guys did the sacrifice for it. It's came out. Now people are like so mad at you right now.
A few people, very small amount of people are angry.
Are like, Hexy Bastard, you motherfuckers! Your scripts, you guys got all your tokens first, and you were yield farming ahead of everybody. And like, explain what happened.
All right, okay, yeah. Let's explain this nice for the guys.
There we go. Let's go. There we go. Go ahead.
I'm on the full screen.
I'm sitting back here. I'm mad right now. Go ahead.
You're mad right now. Okay, so when you launch a smart contract, you have to apply liquidity. When you apply liquidity, bots like to come and buy it. They like to come and buy it because they want to sell it on your fucking head when the real users come in. Now, we thought by launching our own decks that it might be possible that the bots ignore us, but they didn't. They didn't. As soon as that LP went up, they went and bought the hell out of it. But you know what's funny about this entire situation is that by the time our front end went up, the price was still lower than the sacrifice rate that people were sacrificing with no expectations for. It was still substantially lower than that price. So anyone who did buy right away when we launched the front end got an amazing deal. They got an amazing deal. So this FUD that came about that they think we're front running. Let me run a little thought experiment with you guys right now.
Can I just say one thing real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Intra got the same amount of FUD. I don't know what it is, dude, but like, unless you're one of the chosen projects that there's no FUD against, like, bro, it's like every project that comes out gets this fucking bullshit, bro, without fucking fail.
If it's a popular one, yeah, they do. Yeah. Well, I mean, Mintra, they launched with incredibly low liquidity, so I understand a little bit of the FUD. I mean, I support them, do what you're doing, but like they launched with like $600 of liquidity, so $40 million sacrifice, I think, or 12.
It wasn't 40 million. It wasn't 40 million.
It was 12, I think, wasn't it?
10.
It was 10. Oh, okay.
Yeah. 40 million. I would fight. Shit, Gerardo would have been talking to me from a fucking yacht.
No, I thought they did. I thought they did like 12 or 14.
No, it was 10 million.
But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. But like, just their initial LP that went in was incredibly low. But yeah, obviously we launched with a very thick liquidity actually at the beginning, and yes, some bots came and bought it up. But by the looks of things, they've already washed out because bots basically buy, and then as soon as a few other people buy, they just sell. So they're already gone, to my knowledge. In terms of front running, let me run this thought experiment with you. So from the sacrifice set, something like 380 billion tokens would have been minted for the sacrifice guys. But when we launched with 999.999999999 billion. Now, one might assume that the remaining tokens on top of that, so that would be like 63%, 62% of the total supply, would have been some kind of a team/OA wallet, whatever, however you want to call it.
Right.
Let me run this thought experiment with you. If you just minted out of thin air 62% of the supply for you and your guys, what would you need to front run? What would the front running, like, you're basically spending money for something that you just made for free. So
but bro, the yields, bro. The yields. That's what.
The yield. Oh, the yields. You mean the yield that didn't even start until 12 o'clock? No, it was like 1 o'clock this afternoon, UK time. You can literally verify on the contract.
But you guys are scammers, bro. But you guys are scammers, though.
Like, right. I tell you what. If you think we're a scammer, go scour the blockchain, do some chain analysis. That BBC farming did not start until 1 p.m. UK time today, maybe a little bit after. And that was the minute that we put the fucking front end up. I was sat there like all of you, like, man, I need to get some shit in. Like, I was probably later than some of you guys because I don't know if we're, killing it or not. Like, I don't know. But like, I'm the same as all of you guys. We ain't trying to. Why the fuck would we front run you? We already made $16 million on a sacrifice. We already minted 62% of the supply as an OA allocation. Why the fuck would we need to front run anything? Do you know what's sad about this entire situation is we are trying to be as honorable as possible, but we get guys like that coming out spreading malicious lies and FUD that has no warranted value behind it. They haven't actually checked the blockchain. They haven't actually looked into it. And they think we're doing something bad. But actually, we're probably one of the only projects out there right now. I mean, there are a few. I'm not saying that every project is a scam. There are a few good actors out there. We're one of the only good actors out there. Like, look at me, bro. I'm out here front facing, and I have been ever since day one of even the poor pleb thing, like a year ago. I'm out here, man. I ain't scamming no one. I want my guys to win.
I really give you that. Like, I'll give you that's tough to do because most people are trying to do it from the shadows, for sure. Even I mean, it did take a lot of, like, this is not a knock on what's his name, Buck or anything like that, but it did take a lot for me to want to even get into any of his projects just because he's in the shadows, right? But that was like the exception to the rule, right? But like any other projects, it's like that's one big thing that I teach in my classes is like you best know who the founder is and make sure that he is public facing and stuff like that, because
it certainly adds a little bit of. I mean, there's a lot. So before I even became a founder, there were so many people in the crypto UK, the Hex UK community that knew me kind of in real life. Not fully, I wasn't 100% doxed to them or anything, but they knew me. They knew my face. They knew me without the hat and the shades and everything, right? They knew that I lived in this area and whatever. Like, it's not like I'm trying to. I went to all of these events just as like a lowly pleb who could barely afford a fucking train ticket to get down there, right? And I'd go hang out with these guys. And I've always just been who I am. I'm not trying to fucking pull the wool over anyone's eyes. My persona, who I am here talking to you right now, this is just who I am. And yes, I'm good at finding fucking gaps in the market. I've always been good at that shit. I just never had one as lucrative as this, I suppose. But man, like the idea that we would try and scam people is absolutely ridiculous. So let's just put that to bed once and for all. I swear on my fucking life, we did not do anything to front run or fuck any of our community over. We want our community to end up fucking rich out of this shit. We want them to do well. Now, of course, there's no expectations. It's all an experiment. We're trying a different thing. It might not work out, but if it does work out, I would be very, very thankful to the guys that supported us at the beginning when it was just a concept and just an idea. I want my guys to win just as hard as I want to win myself. Like, I care about the people that support me. And right now I have a lot of people that support me and maybe like 1% of people that don't, and they're trying to FUD us. And the problem is that the FUDsters are loud. They're louder than the supporters, right? So that's why even you've heard about this. There's only been about 3 or 4 guys on Twitter that I can see that are saying anything bad about us, but they're loud, and people read shit on Twitter and they believe it without actually looking and doing any research. So all of this shit is just unfounded. It's just hearsay essentially. Like, I mean, if you look back at like when Richard Hart founded Hex, he had the same shit. When he founded Pulse Chain, he had the same shit. Yeah. Whenever something is successful,
they still call him a scammer. They still call him a scammer for no reason.
I mean, I kind of get it, because like Richard has the he sort of plays a role, like he kind of acts like a scammer in a weird way. Like that's kind of his marketing, right? Like he kind of pretends to be a scammer. He's not a scammer, but he pretends that he is a little bit, because he draws them guys in. He's even said this on stream before as well, is that like, I'd rather those guys kind of fall for this and actually not get scammed than. So he's playing some of the attributes, but right. He's not a scammer, man. Like he's delivered legit products that are immutable and can't ever be switched off. Now, if the project fails in any way, shape, or form, and this goes for a lot of things, if a project launches and doesn't succeed, that doesn't make you a scammer if you had all the right intentions. However, if you launch something with the idea that you're going to rug it, or you're going to just extract shitloads of value and fuck your community over, then you are a scammer. But if you launch with the right intentions, like I am doing and my team are doing, we literally want this to be the biggest fucking thing that's ever existed. We want to overtake Uniswap, man. Imagine that. Like, imagine this little bit of FUD right now has put a few people off, and then one day we end up overtaking Uniswap with buy and burn, by the way. Could you imagine what our token price would end up doing if we actually achieved that? But then a few people have been fudded out by this fucking.
Let's talk about your tokenomics and stuff. All right. So what does 9inch do? What does it do?
So 9inch is like the core of the structure. So obviously we're on Ethereum and Pulse Chain. 9inch benefits from the fact that it is the DAO token. So you will use the 9inch token to vote for what farms come in the future. So if you have a good position in 9inch, you can vote for certain pairings to receive yield.
And then 9inch voting is with liquidity pairs only, or you have to have the 9inch token loosey-goosey like that? Like not
you can have it in liquidity. It doesn't matter. You can have it in liquidity pairings. Like we're gonna count like basically if you're a 9inch holder in any way, shape, or form, you get a vote. Basically, and one 9inch is one vote. So even pairs that have like a tiny amount of votes are gonna get like a liquidity pairing. A liquidity farm. Okay.
And you're counting the total dollar amount in terms of, or not the total dollar amount, but you know what I mean? Like, are you counting?
Yeah, just the total 9inch amount. So like if you've got 1.1 million 9inch, then you get 1.1 million votes, and then everything's just split up evenly based upon the actual votes that have gone through on the system. So that's one thing. But secondly, like Pulse X, we benefit from buy and burn. So for every dollar of value that goes through in volume, there's a 0.29% trading fee, as there is with Uniswap, although on Uniswap it's 0.3%. 0.29% and 0.26% of that, I think it is. No, sorry, 0.03% of that goes to the LP pairs. 0.25% goes to the buy and burn of the 9inch token. So for every dollar that goes through, 9inch is getting bought and burned off market.
So, and then 9inch is deflationary, basically.
Yes, 9inch is 100% deflationary.
And there's no inflation where so all the tokens that exist now, that's the total. Period.
That's everything. That's everything. So the 9inch token is highly deflationary, and it is a DAO token, and it will also benefit on the farming, which I'll explain in a minute. But also the 0.01% that's remaining goes to buy and burn our incentive token. Now on Pulse X, it's very much the same thing, except the 0.01% goes to dev fund. It doesn't go towards anything. It just goes to kind of the devs or the OA or whatever, right? It's just sort of taken off to one side. But basically, the aim of our game is volume. If we get volume, then the 9inch token is going to get bought and burned like hell.
Right.
And that's what we want. We want all of that to go to buy and burn in our token. The reason, though, that we're going to get like pumpermentals on 9inch, this is the real killer, is that every pair that gets voted in on the DAO. So let's say it's give me a good example. I'll just use Hex, right? So let's say the Hex community come in and they say, right, we really want Hex to have a yield farm on here. Okay, so 10% of the yield farm potential on each chain. So 10% will go versus ETH and versus PLS. Okay, so you can just come and apply your liquidity. You're going to get 10% of the total emissions for that. currently, I mean, these numbers might change a little bit in future. We're going to play around with it. But currently, 90% of the rewards are going to go versus the 9-inch pair. So if you're a yield farming guy and you've got LP, let's say you're a Hex holder, and the Hex pair, maybe you're getting 100% APY on that. Great. Or maybe you're getting 500. It doesn't really matter. But there are more participants on the Hex ETH pair and the Hex PLS pair than there will be on the Hex 9-inch pair. So the Hex 9-inch pair is going to be getting 90% of the emissions for that token.
Right.
So
you want it, and it's pushed that way to incentivize, because, like, of course, they're risking more because it's an impermanent loss and stuff like that. And on top of that, like, it is the main token as well.
Yeah, they're risking the impermanent loss, but even disregarding that, we want to encourage people to buy the 9-inch token. So yeah, you can have some yield versus ETH, you can have some yield versus Pulse, but if you want the real yield, the big daddy yield, you got to have 9-inch tokens to do it. Right. So we're just giving more incentive for people to come along in future and buy 9-inch tokens.
Okay, that's fair.
9-inch is the core. Like, we're going to give money out to everyone who wants to participate in some way, shape, or form, but the 9-inch holders are going to be the biggest benefiters from what we're doing here. At the end of the day, that is our core token. If 9-inch goes up, and here's another thing as well, is that everything's bonded to our liquidity, like the 9-inch liquidity. If we do have a lot of people coming in and buying that, then it's going to lift everything that's linked hotly with it. So, for example, we already have 3 other meme coins in our ecosystem. We've got Poor Pleb, of course, which we've mentioned earlier. We've got Pulse Doge Win, or just Pulse Doge PLD. And then we've got Waheth, which is Where Did the ETH Go? All of these are available on Ethereum and Pulse Chain, and all of them are going to get single-sided staking that you can lock.
And those are the official. Those are the official ones. Those are the official ones, because, like, I've been hearing people saying, like, this one's also going to be added, but that seems like someone's running some fucking ops or something.
Single-sided staking is a factor that the team is choosing. Like, we are choosing what goes on single-sided staking. We gain no benefit from giving single-sided staking to tokens that we do not have anything to do with. Single-sided staking is an onboarding tool. People are going to come along, they'll see, oh, it's 60% APY for single-sided, and I'm using these numbers out of thin air, of course. Oh, you can earn 60% APY single-sided staking EHEX. But if you go on the farms and you see that the LP pair, you can get 500% versus ETH. And then if you see on the farms that you can get 20,000% versus 9-inch, what are these guys going to do? They're going to go buy some 9-inch and then they're going to farm with that. Because the rewards are so much greater. Like, even if they take some impermanent loss, the amount of yield that they'll be making probably is going to counter that, like, by a factor of 10 or 100. I don't even know. So
9-inch is basically the main value token that you're trying to hold up, right? And then, but 9-inch is yielding out in BBC token, right?
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah. So BBC, yeah.
So in BBC token, and that is also going to have single-side staking as well. And
well, here's the thing, right? So people think of BBC token as if it's ink. Okay, right. Ink token did really, really well for a small time, and now it's kind of dumped down hard. The reason the ink token dumped so hard is because there's no reason to hold it. There's none. But we do have a reason to hold it, because roughly 50% of the BBC emissions that are going to happen on our platform in total, I mean, across the board, everything, that's going to happen with the BBC pairing. So if you stake your BBC, or if you yield farm with your BBC, that is where you can get the absolute maximum returns possible. So if you're a yield farm, by far the highest yield. I mean, something like 50% of the total emissions are going to be on the BBC pairs and the single-sided staking. So whereas, if you single-sided staked your 9-inch and locked it up for an entire year, which you can do up to a year and you'll get a 21x multiplier, there's a difference when you do that with BBC, because first of all, the yield is going to be way higher. And secondly, it auto compounds on itself, because you can't harvest that. So let's say you start with 100 BBC. As you're earning yield, it basically rotates into your principal. So it makes your initial stack bigger, which means your percentage is going up over time, and you're getting a 21x bonus on it as well. So it's the BBC token is going to be the biggest moneymaker on our platform by far. Yeah, by far. I mean, 9-inch is the core, but BBC is the biggest moneymaker on the system. And that's why I don't think selling BBC
in
as soon as you
yield.
harvest it is the clever thing to do. Honestly, that is the moneymaker right there. That is like the premium moneymaker. Yes, the price might just continue to kind of go down or just remain stable around $1 or something like that over time. I have no idea what the price will do. But Cake token on Binance has the same tokenomics as this, and they use the same method we're going with. And that did a 40x in the bull market last cycle. A 40x on a token that increases at an inflation rate of 1 per second. It's 1 per second that inflates at. Think about that inflation. That is crazy, man. How many millions of seconds you got in a fucking day? You know.
I will say this. So the first time I went to Puerto Rico, I was in a Rolex store there in Puerto Rico, and I was in there, and every crypto dude that was in that shop was buying Rolexes from PancakeSwap.
Yeah,
that was real. It was real. That always stood, and now I know why, but I'll say it later. But I can't say that.
Well, the reason it happened is because the price went up 40x, but they were earning like 10,000% APY on it for like the year as well. So not only is it done a 40x, they've earned 10,000% APY on it for a year as well. So it's like, it's crazy, like, because it's compounding, right? People don't understand compounding interest. Like when you have a thing that's increasing and the bag's getting bigger and it's increasing based on the bag, and then you add a multiplier to it, and then you add price performance to it.
Right.
What the fuck, bro? It's like, it's just the biggest money printer on our system by far. So yes, I understand why people might want to dump it. But the fact is, with BBC, you don't even need the price to go up. The amount you're going to be earning every day, potentially on our platform, it doesn't matter if the price stays the same. It's crazy, the yield. I mean, currently, right now, I'm going to have I'll refresh this page real quick.
Sure.
So
if you want to share your screen, let me know if you do.
I think it will be okay. I'll just say the numbers. So on Ethereum right now, if you want to do a 9-inch die pair, you're going to get 14,500% APY. 14,500. If you do 9-inch USDC, you're going to get 14.1 thousand. If you do 9-inch USDT, it's going to be nearly 15,000 percent APY. Even if impermanent loss happens, it does not matter. You're making 15,000% APY just by leaving it in there currently. This was over the million mark earlier today. But obviously, as the pool fills up, the rewards get a little bit lower. Now, those rewards probably will go down over time. That's on Ethereum, which is going to be
we're
better.
in the first day. This is the first day. Obviously, you guys, there still is risk doing any of this stuff. So please do what you know.
Certainly impermanent loss risk.
There's impermanent loss and all this stuff. Yeah.
You need to factor in impermanent loss, because if you put, say, like 10 grand worth of stables in, and then the price absolutely nukes on the 9-inch side, you're going to have a lot less stables.
Yeah,
and loads of 9-inch, but you have to bear that in mind. It's like V2 liquidity on Uniswap. On the Pulse Chain side, you've got like 11,500, 11.6 thousand, and 12.2 thousand percent APY on all the stablecoin pairs at the moment. If you do 9-inch PLS, for some reason our RPC isn't working, so I can't give you the exact number on that, but it's probably greater than those on the 9-inch PLS side. So it's like the yield is crazy. Like there's a guy who went in earlier who said he had like $1,000 he went in with, and he made $200 in like an hour. Right. You know, like I know that was earlier where the APY was a little bit greater, but it's like, damn, bro. That's why being early on yield farms means so much.
So much
matters.
Right. Now let me ask you this. Now, so there's an Ethereum side and there's a Pulse Chain side. Could I bridge over my BBC tokens or my 9-inch tokens over to the Ethereum side, or vice versa, or is it they're two separate sides, or how does it work? You can
certainly bridge. So all the bridge tokens that we get, so there is going to be like a 9-inch pair. There's probably going to be a BBC pair as well but they'll all be on Pulse Chain. So you'd only have to bridge them over to Pulse Chain at the moment, just because the fees are too high on Ethereum. It doesn't really make sense to try and play over there.
What bridge would you recommend people using, or it's not really up yet, or like to like be able to?
We're not launching a bridge. We've no intention of launching a bridge. Bridges are fucking hard. I don't want to get involved in that shit. Use Richard Hart's bridge. That's all I would say to people. Like, that's the most trustworthy one you can use. I think it's ramp.pulsechain.com. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's something like that. Just use the official Pulse Chain bridge. You can bridge all of our stuff over from Ethereum to Pulse Chain. There's a small fee to do it, but it doesn't matter. You can totally do that, and you can make your yield over there. there are going to be some things that we do. So tomorrow, nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be the same yield farms that we've got
And this
right
is
now.
tomorrow UK, right? Because this is one thing I've had people ask me.
It's already technically tomorrow now.
It already is tomorrow
yeah.
already, right? Because like it's still today. It's like today's Saturday still for me, and it's already Sunday for you.
Yes, correct. Yeah. But even it will be Sunday for you, so it's going to be like maybe 7 a.m. for you guys, something like that, 7-8 a.m. or maybe a little bit earlier. But this isn't tomorrow; it's the day after. Sorry, so it's not like tomorrow morning.
So my Monday morning, something's gonna come out.
Monday morning is when we're going to launch the BBC farms and single-sided staking. So you'll be able to single-sided stake your 9-inch and your BBC. You can lock up for an entire year if you want, but it's flexible. You can choose an amount of weeks, or you can just do flexible staking. Right. And you can compound on that as well. You can constantly add, you can take away, you can do whatever you want. Flexible means flexible. But we are introducing the BBC farms as well. So the inflation that we've got on the BBC token never changes. It's just that right now it's split across 4 things, whereas on 2 days from now or a day and a half from now, it's going to be split across maybe 8 things.
Right.
And then 2 days after that, that's when we're going to introduce other farms. So like PP, PLD, WETH, and eHex single-sided staking. There's going to be an eHex, PHex pool on the Pulse Chain side. Obviously, we're going to incentivize the fuck out of eHex liquidity. Like
on Ethereum.
That's going to be a big pair, guys. Like if you're a liquidity provider for eHex on Uniswap, bring it here, man. You'll get more money. I'm pretty sure of it. Because the yield that you'll earn from just harvesting the BBC is going to way outweigh any trading fees that you're making right now. It will be considerably higher. So yeah, I would bring all of that over, and then we're going to do PulseX single-sided staking for a time as well. But the only ones that you'll be able to lock up on are the pairs that we manufactured. So BBC, 9-inch, PP, PLD, and WETH. Everything else that we do single-sided staking for is just on a flexible basis, so you can't earn the 21x multiplier for locking up. It's just completely flexible because we're going to rotate these every month. We're going to try different things to get new communities in. We're also doing DBI single-sided staking on Ethereum, and there's a couple of us that we haven't announced yet as well. We're just saving them for the last minute.
Interesting. I mean, hey, man, this is kind of what I was hoping what would have happened in terms of like farms and everything on PulseX, but it just didn't happen, right? Just because of SEC stuff, as well as Richard doesn't really like to showcase other. I mean, if it's not his coins, he don't give a fuck, basically.
Yeah, and I understand that. I don't like shilling other coins. That we've got a lot of guys like trying to spam up my chats and stuff with coins that they want to launch on 9-inch. I will never talk about them, because it's not in my interest to do it. I want people to buy my shit. Because
you can't control what contracts they launch as well. That's the other dangerous.
You can't control them rugging. There's a lot of issues with doing that. So you have to be very careful about what you talk about and what you don't talk about. Generally, I'm taking the stance of not talking about stuff unless I kind of know the founder or I know something that's going on. So I will tell you that 2 of the farms that we're launching on Pulse Chain that are just like random meme coins, I personally know the founders of both of them, and I've got an element of trust with them. So we're not just picking random shit because it's got volume. We're picking things that not only has it got volume and it's got users, we actually we've sort of vetted them a little bit, because this is the only month where we're actually choosing what happens. From next month onwards, it's all user based. So
on
like
votes, on votes and stuff. Yeah,
it's all voting. So we're not endorsing anything at all. If something's got a farm on there, it's because people voted for it. It's nothing to do with us. We take no responsibility if any of those projects get rugged. But it will be a vetting process in the sense of like, to get listed on the platform, you've got to at least have some liquidity and at least have some users, right? So you can't just be some random shit coin. Yeah, absolutely. So it's not gonna stop people from scamming, but it might help a little bit if there's that prior engagement, in the first place. So and like I said earlier, the meme coin space in general is definitely under facilitated on Pulse Chain. But that is where the majority of the volume is. If you look over the last few months, almost all the volume, at least half of the volume on Pulse Chain has been meme coins. Yeah, it's all meme coins, man. Like let's facilitate that. Let's monetize that. Let's create the casino where they can go and play, and then all of the 9-inch holders and the BBC holders get to benefit from that buy and burn over time. That was the whole idea about it.
So let me ask you this. Now, let's just say let's just say there's a meme coin that's going to get voted in because they hold a lot of the 9-inch token as an example, right? But you could tell the it's a bad coin, like it's going to be a rug. Is there a way for you to stop that possibly, or is it just going to be like,
fuck yeah,
yeah,
oh fuck yeah, yeah. If we know, like if we know,
you can tell from a mile away, like, oh, this might be a.
Do you know what's funny is like I've developed a good nose for this. I've seen some things come and go over the last few months where I've been on Twitter and I've said I don't like the look of this thing, whatever. I've got a good nose for it, and that's just me. There's another 5 founders who also have an incredibly good nose for this thing. We can spot shit happening a mile away. I'm not going to name names right now because one of them's still going and people still love it, and I don't want people to hate me for calling it out. I've already said my bit on it, and like. I just at this point it's just like let people get wrecked, man. I'm not bothered. But there's been a lot of shit that's come out.
Just, well, I mean, I get so much hate for saying what I said too, and I feel you on that, man.
one of them that I'm not. I kind of want their volume. I'm not gonna lie. That's the only reason I'm a little bit like. Let me tell you what. I'll put it in private chat right now, and then you can react because I want the volume. Oh, I've spoken.
Oh, motherfucker! I knew it.
Yeah, you knew it exactly, right?
Bro, I was actually a mile away, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, yo, bro, how much of a scam is that? Like,
total scam.
100% gonna run one day.
Fucking bullshit.
But millions of dollars of volume going through every day. It's like, if they want to buy 9-inch and vote for it, it's kind of like, yeah, cool. I would never recommend people buy it, but you know, 100%, like that shit's going to fucking zero one day without a shadow of a doubt. You can see that a mile off, you know.
Even the other coin's not pumping. So it's like, I mean, what you know, it's just
It had its day. It's kind of died now. I would say it might already be dead, actually. But you know, if something happens and they want to bring hundreds of millions of dollars worth of volume to our decks and help benefit my holders of 9-inch and BBC and whatever, cool.
How much of that volume is real volume versus like the bots are just going back and forth? Possibly.
Honestly, it doesn't even matter to us. We don't care.
I know you get your little slice. I know you cheese grade off of it, but so I know a long live 9-inch, right?
Yeah, the thing is like if bots want to, and that was another reason we did it as well, is that there's going to be bots that trade back and forth between 9-inch and Pulse X. So there might be slight price discrepancies between like even just Pulse Chain. Wrap PLS versus DAI. There might be like the occasional price divergence that happens because the dexes are independent. The bots are going to trade back and forth, and that's good for us, and it's good for Pulse X as well because it's more volume. That's all we care about is volume. Yeah.
I understand. I mean, I understand. Like, I mean, like it is a free market. People can do what they want, you know. But yeah, I've warned my people quite a lot about that. And we were right.
I have as well. Yeah. You got to, man. Sorry, my friend, do you mind if I just be right back 1 second? I got to take a pee, man.
Hey, go for it, brother. Go
Desperate, for it, brother. 1 sec.
This has been quite an interesting stream, you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, man. And if you guys have forgot, let me hit you with a little Michael Saylor.
Asset. Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
There is no second best, you guys. There is no second best.
I'm back. Yo, cheers for that, bro.
Hey, no problem. Shit, I might have to run off to the bathroom too. Shit.
Oh, yo, you just got a $50 super chat, brother.
Hey, yeah, shout out to Casey. But let's see. Let's talk about your vision for PP. Any more cartoons, NFTs? Everyone loves Poor Pleb. Best unique art and marketing ever. Man, go. Floor is yours. I'll be right back. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, sure. So PP is like a kind of weird concept that came about last year. So when we started Poor Pleb, the whole idea was we wanted to take the piss out of current sacrifice phases that were happening because there were so many happening at the time, and some of it was really dumb shit. So we decided, you know what? let's give you the dumbest shit that you can possibly ever sacrifice for. I mean, obviously with good intentions, and we want to make this work, but let's give you like a sacrifice for a meme coin was like totally unheard of. No one had done it before. Everyone wanted to do some like world changing shit, whereas we were just like, it's a funny picture with with some liquidity and whatever. So, and we did the free claim for the plebs. Only the little guy got it. My vision for that is that every free claim that got claimed and didn't sell is going to be worth a substantial amount of money one day. That is my vision. I want to give every pleb that deserves it 10 grand, something crazy like that, like 10 grand. Imagine you help those guys out because they're the guys that needed it the most. So poor pleb is still well in the works. The only reason that I even got involved, with the idea of 9-inch is to pump PP. PP is I've literally got it tattooed on me. I don't know if you can see. I'll show you right now. There he is. You see the pleb? And then the logo. I've got the Hex logo tattooed on me, and I've got the PP logo tattooed on me. Oh, you can't really see it, man. Yeah, PP logo is just up the top there. And then you got the Hexy Bastard pleb right there. PP is my love. That's my baby. 9-inch, I fucking love 9-inch as well. But the whole idea of doing PP in the first place was to promote. Of doing 9-inch was to promote PP.
I will say this though, man, from far away, like I was, going to my bathroom and all I could hear is you saying PP this, PP that, blasting on my fucking speakers. I was like, what the fuck? Poor pleb. My God.
PP is the most unique meme coin idea that's ever existed. Honestly, it's an amazing concept. Just being a pleb in the bear market, that was the whole point of it, and it was just to kind of poke fun at yourself and
right.
And and it's done well, man. It didn't go down in the bear market actually at one point, and I hate to say it, it was outperforming Hex by 35x at one point.
Not bad.
Tough times. Not bad in the bear market, man. That's fucking all right,
So Casey with another super chat here. What's the best place to visit in your hometown of Livermore?
Bro, I'm not from Liverpool, mate. I'm not from fucking Liverpool. I do not like Liverpool. Never been there. Hate the accent. I don't have a problem with people that live there just purely because they're more likely to stab me than a Londoner is. So, yeah. Stay away from Scouts.
UK sounds rough, bro. It sounds fucking rough, dude. It seems like you have more fun on
the
Irish side.
Bad. It's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit. You just got to be careful. That's all. Especially in London. London, especially, is depending on which area you're in, it can be a little bit rough. But it's not that bad. I think it's just wrong place, wrong time shit, man. Same probably in the US. It's like if you end up in the wrong place at the wrong time, you might have some trouble, and can happen. But generally, it's pretty okay. Yeah, I would say it's all right. Our clocks have just gone back. That's really thrown me off because the timer there says 2 hours, but I'm looking at the clock like I think I've only been here an hour. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. Right, like an hour 50, or in 1 minute we're in 2 hours basically. But yeah, most city. I mean, that's what ends up happening over time and stuff like with some of these cities and stuff. But dude, the cool thing is that, man, you're out here promoting. That's the one big thing that I like seeing though is that with token founders, that they're out here, doing the rounds, actually really giving a fuck. And because that's the big thing is like you want your project to stay alive, people have to see you are still alive.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we've been going over a year now. Well, just about a year on PP, and no intention of leaving anytime soon. Like I say, the whole 9-inch thing originally, the idea was to help promote PP, which is going to do so because as we attract new people in, they're going to see that the APY on PP is going to be fantastic. So it's probably going to draw new people into buying it over time. So that's literally all we care about. Like, I want to promote PP, I want to promote Pool Stage, I want to promote Waheth, I want to promote 9-inch, and I want to promote VVC. So everything we do is just like a funnel to get people into buying all of that stuff. I think the Hexy Bastard ecosystem could actually, it has the potential to be the best performing.
Did I freeze or did he freeze?
Either. Yeah, it froze for a sec there. What was that all about?
Yeah, I have no idea, sir. I think that you froze on your side, homie.
Oh, okay. I was just saying that I think that the Hexy Bastard ecosystem, because of the low cap and the potential that we've got, could actually be the best performing asset class in the whole cryptocurrency system over the next year or two. Could be. I have no idea, but I think my metrics are on the up massively. I was like just a lowly streamer that got like 30 views about a year and a half ago, but now I'm like killing it.
Dude, I appreciate that about you, man. Is that like I do like to hear when founders think like, motherfucker, I'm gonna kick everyone's fucking ass. I'm gonna try. I'm going for the go. Like, I mean, fuck. I sacked for the project and stuff. I like it. I'm yield farming right now. I'm having fun and stuff like that. Condom wallets, of course. You guys. Make sure
double wrapped.
If you're a double man, hey, man, if you're gonna don't raw dog this shit, you guys. Use that condom wallet.
Be careful, man. It's like any protocol that you go on, you got to be careful, man. You just got to take your time and
I've really never understood people. Like, I literally remember like having the discussion with a couple people, and I just couldn't believe they were like, imagine you're yield farming and you're doing all this stuff on your main Hex wallet and stuff, just doing like crazy stupid shit, like so dumb. And this doesn't mean using an account. You use a burner, no, not a burner account, but like it could be your main wallet for that ecosystem. But like you have to create these sort of like not contingencies, but you have to create these sort of bulkheads where like if something gets compromised, you're only hit for that. You're not hit for the whole thing. Then that's a big thing about crypto. It's about survive. It's crypto's a game of attrition. It's about surviving. It's about making it through and stuff. And it makes me cry when I hear people like, I had everything on one wallet. Why did you have everything on one wallet?
I know, right? Yeah, bro, I've got like 10 ledgers. Like I got my shit backed up across multiple places, but there are different levels of security. So the seed phrase is everything, of course. Yes. But you are not really at risk of losing your seed phrase unless you get compromised in real life in some way, shape, or form.
Wrench gang.
But what can happen though is that if you're using a address on a seed phrase to do everything on, then if that address gets compromised, as in you approve something that you shouldn't have approved on a particular website, like a malicious website, they can get access to all of your shit that's on that address, but they can't get access to the stuff on your other addresses on the same seed phrase. So even just splitting it across different wallets on that particular seed phrase is a layer of security.
Like you have like I always go an extra mile, and I tell people create new wallets with new seed phrases, not a wallet within a wallet. You know how people can do accounts and stuff? I always just extra layer of security. Make sure it's a brand new virgin wallet. None of these fucking whores, but the virgin wallet, as God as God as God's intended, sirs, ladies and gentlemen. Virgin wallet, virgin condom wallet. Not the same seed phrase, not the same account, not this fucking used fucking triangle, this cock carousel wallets you guys are all using. Over here in crypto mindset territory, we use these virgin condom wallets.
I think I've got like 40 different seed phrases that I've got like varying amounts of crypto on. Some of them have got like, I don't know, $100 on them, and then some of them have got a lot more than that. But you know what I mean? That's the way you got to do it, man. You got to split it up as many places as you can. Like, don't have it all on one place. And you got to worry about the social manipulation as well. Like,
right,
man, never give anyone your seed phrase, even if it's someone you care about and love, and you think they would never screw you in your life. Why the hell would you give them your seed phrase? Makes no sense. That is like full access to everything,
it's crazy.
You got to be careful, man. You got to be super careful. OPSEC is important. Why do you think I wear the hat and the shades, right? I know I'm relatively doxed, but I don't want people recognizing me in the street, especially after the shit that I've pulled in the last year. We did a combined like $18 million more, nearly $19 million worth of sacrifice. I know it ain't just me, and I don't hold accountability that I'm holding those wallets or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, man, there's people who'll kill you for like a few $1,000s, let alone fucking millions of dollars, man. It's just crazy. Like, you got to be secure about this shit. And that's why I started in the first place. Like, I
understand about the hat and the glasses, bro, but like, people are still gonna recognize you. Like, I mean, you're still protecting yourself a little bit, but bro, come on, bro, motherfucker, I've got to be a motherfucker. You're fucking showing all this, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
I've even shown images. I've done videos where I'm not wearing anything, so it's just like for the majority, like on
no
a thumbnail.
No one's gonna know who I am. No one's no. What the fuck are you talking about, motherfucker?
It's just the majority of like the content and like I don't know, thumbnails, things like that. So people don't spot me from like a mile away. You know, they have to think about it first. You know, I've never had a guy like come up to me in real life being like, "Are you Hexy Bastard?" It's never happened. Although I did get one guy, so I have a for the film. Do you know about the film that we're doing, The Lowest of Stakes? Have you heard about this?
Wait, hold up, wait. You
didn't have to cut me off. Think I can never happen to that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so low. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Bro, the lowest of stakes?
The Lowest of Stakes, mate. We're filming it now. We've been filming it for like a month and a half. We've got like 1,000 hours of content. It's just a joke about the highest of stakes. Well, we're kind of parodying it a bit, but then we're telling our own story as well. Yeah, The Lowest of Stakes. I've just presented
I might have to be in that movie now. Like I might.
Bro, I'll tell you what. Actually, let me hit you up after this. It'd be good to get like a quick interview with you, just with the green screen or something like that, and then we can. Have you got a green screen knocking about?
Yeah, I got a green screen.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll send you some shit. Yeah, and then it'd be great to have you on it actually. For that, I've just shared a little thing on Present tab. I think that's the trailer. So
all right, let's play it. This is literally the first time I've ever heard of it. All right, let me pull it up.
The path of the righteous pleb is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of rugged projects. Blessed is he who through charity or wrecked bags shepherds the plebs through the valley of bear markets, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost seed phrases. And I will strike down upon thee with great upside and furious X's those who attempt to poison or destroy my MetaMask. And you will know my name is the pleb when I lay my passcode upon thee.
You're literally behind a carnival ride. Some chick with a Habib on her fucking bed. Fuck.
Bro, like so that's kind of like nothing. That's just like a little thing that they whipped up in like an hour because they knew I was going to stream again. They was like, shit, we need something. But actually we've done some serious fucking work on this thing. It's going to be very funny. We've got like our own RG3 guy. Like a guy who's going to play RG3.
No.
We've got so I'll give you the synopsis, right? So the story is like about me being a pleb. Like I'm kind of the main character, I suppose. I'm sort of like the Richard Hart figurehead in this video. But the idea is that I'm just like a lowly pleb. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just getting into crypto and just getting rugged all the time. Find Richard Hart, start making a little bit of money, and then end up coming up with the idea for Poor Pleb. And then it's just sort of like the transition through all of that. But the guys that are directing it for us, so you got a guy called Dan BK from Dan BK, hexacologist and Hex for Life from the UK, like all guys that live relatively near me that I met over the last few years. One of them used to do films for the BBC and shit like that. Like they're legit people, man. And they've come up with this idea. They proposed it to me a while ago, and they were just like, "Would you be interested in doing it?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, that sounds so fun." And I've literally never had more laughs in my life than filming this shit with these guys. It's been so much fun. It's probably only going to be like half an hour, 45 minutes long, but it's just a parody of the highest of stakes. And
you got to try to make it an hour 15 if you could.
Oh, we totally could. Like I said, we've done like 1,000 hours of content so far, and we've probably only recorded about 30% of the film.
Because if you can do an hour and a half, you can get. I mean, anyway, like I mean all this shit just because like I made a movie too. I also made a movie, but
did you?
Oh yeah. I've got a horror movie coming out, and I have it coming out of South by Southwest. So we're gonna be at a film
Damn, bro.
festival. Yeah, we're gonna be at a film festival. It's gonna be it's actually legitimately a horror movie. So it's
I love horror movies. I'm just rewatching all the Saw movies like now. I love that shit.
we're gonna I'll send you some stuff as well, but we're still having the movies done right now. It's just we're making trailers and all kinds of stuff like that, and like posters, and I'm gonna be down there in Texas when that goes live and stuff. It's gonna be pretty cool, and then hopefully we can get it streamed on some big streaming sites and stuff as well. So hopefully it does well, dude. Hopefully it does well. Like we had a lot of the guys who worked on Terrifier help us out on the movie as well, which is really cool and stuff like that. So yeah, dude. We might be able to. Hopefully, we're gonna put people. We're gonna make it's gonna be a trilogy at the very least. So, we're gonna do we're gonna kill a lot of people in the second movie. That's for sure.
See, so ours is not like a deep production or anything. It's literally a parody. We're just gonna upload it on YouTube, but it's
that's great, dude.
It's gonna be a well put together thing, right? It's gonna be very funny. We're just poking fun at everything and the lowest mistake. We come up with our own like kind of British twist on everything, and we're just having a bit of fun. Obviously, it's to promote PP 9-inch all that a little bit, but I think the Hex community are gonna love it. I've heard RG3 in good jest thinks it's actually a really funny idea. I mean, the name alone, the lowest of stakes, fantastic.
You caught me off guard. I had no idea you were doing that at all. I literally was like speechless, dude. Like what? Fucking shit. Because like, bro, I've told RG3 this on the phone, bro. I legitimately have told her, and RG knows this, right? I was like, homie, when I saw the highest of stakes, because I sold, so we bought out all the movie theaters out here in Las Vegas when the movie launched. So I literally was doing a oh shoot, I just think it disconnected.
No, I'm still here. My camera just died on battery. Let me just swap to my other one. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, so basically we had a crypto mindset meetup. We had a big party we were doing here in Las Vegas and stuff at the Palms Casino, and basically found out that literally I didn't even know this. Like everyone was telling me it was going to happen 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after. So I fucking picked the weekend on accident, basically when the movie was going to launch. So we ended up renting out like all the movie theaters and stuff for Red Rock Casino for the movie and stuff, and we had a filled place and stuff. It was really cool. It was kind of a cringe fest for me watching the movie because like I'm friends with everybody that was in the movie basically. But I was telling RG, I was like, RG, bro, it kind of looks like you were the fucking bad guy in the movie, bro.
Well, he was telling his mate that the price is definitely going to double within like 3 months and shit like that. Right. That was like basically the top.
I was like, oh, bro. Like,
I mean, I've got to admit, I feel a bit sorry for that Mikey dude, but just because of the shit he's getting off his wife more than anything. So I haven't actually seen the movie because I was away at the time when they did the premieres in the UK. I literally helped them set up the premieres in the UK, and I couldn't even be here because I was already away. Like it would have been great to see it, but I'm kind of glad that I haven't seen it going into like filming all of this shit, because I'm just gonna put my own sort of twist on things, you know. We've got like all the interviews and all that. We're just sort of following their strategy a little bit, but we're just making our own version of it, and we're just.
Do you have a fake Rackham? Do you have a fake Rackham in the movie? Because like Rackham wasn't even in the movie, bro. I was like, that shit was one of the biggest things people were asking. Where the fuck's Rackham at? Like, did this whole like.
Bro, Rackham's buried in the desert somewhere in Saudi Arabia, mate. He's fucking out of it.
The Saudis, no. Right. Yeah.
My Saudi investors are not happy. Capital letters, not happy.
Not happy, brother.
Fucking dick.
Bullets.
The thing is with you know what, like Rackham, cool, whatever, but I hate guys that are self-entitled like that, man. I just really hate that shit. It's not my bag at all, man. Fuck you. And the kind of shit he was playing at the time. Also, I remember him saying certain things like, I will never let Hex get below a certain price. And then dumped it. Instead of actually protecting the price, actually dumped it at the price he said he was going to protect it at. Like, who the fuck? That's illegal, bro. That is illegal. You shouldn't be doing that shit. It's naughty. You can end up in fucking prison for that. That is bad. You should not be doing that shit. So anyway, it's whatever on that front. I don't really fucking care about the dude. know him or I've never spoken to him or anything like that. But it's like, you don't be telling people you're going to back up the price and then actually sell it at the same time. Like, that's just some bullshit, man.
No,
you'd never catch me doing shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, allegedly, I'd heard that, like, you know, there's been people that said stuff like that, and like it looks like they've never really even bought any coins outside of like in the beginning when they bought. They've only been perma dumpers, basically.
Yeah, there's quite a few guys like that. That's why I'm a firm believer that Hex doing this incredibly large dip that it's done is actually one of the most bullish things that can happen for price in the long term. Not in the short term, like 1 year from now. I mean, in the long term, like 6 years from now, 7 years from now. That's probably the best thing that could have happened, actually, is that those guys are out, because a lot of them would have got greedy and just dumped it all now, and then they're out. And if it continues to go in the future, there's no early bias on that, because guys can jump in now and get a really good price. Yeah. So it's actually bullish for those guys as well. They get an opportunity now. Bitcoin didn't Bitcoin dump 99% on its first cycle? Almost.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that, sir. We don't talk about that here. No, but hey, bro. But either way, man, I support anyone that does any cool stuff with like giving some EHEX some love and everything like that, because, we wouldn't be here without it. But yeah, man, because I know definitely when Pulse Chain came out, the amount of people that told people to emergency unstake and sell it. And now I don't care about if people want to sell their liquid hex. That's them. Hey, c'est la vie, right? But like, I do have something to say when people are telling people to emergency unstake and, do all this other crazy shit when like most people don't understand emergency. You're basically losing. And like, even if your stake's at 50%, you're only getting just your fucking principal back at most. So most people I saw a lot of dude. I mean, hey, thank you for the gift, but still, like, I know a lot of these people later on are probably pissed off like they even did that, because I mean, the funny thing is like, it was a really funny joke, this whole EHEX, PHEX bullshit, right? And then now they all got quiet because the price was like this, and then everything else went down too. EHEX went down, PHEX went down, PulseX went down, incentive token went down, Pulse Chain went down, everything went down. And
I suppose it was kind of inevitable with Pulse Chain coming out, because like I said earlier, you're adding another 4 coins to the ecosystem. Of course, it's going to get spread out a little bit across all of those pairs. It's just inevitable that would happen. But people don't listen to their better judgment when they're emotionally invested in a project. And I think a lot of the Hex guys are very emotionally invested, because they're married to their bags. They're married to them. That's their wife. They want to protect that. And actually, as good as that is for price on the upside, it's actually quite bad for price on the downside. So it swings in roundabouts, man. Like I say, on the upside, if people are passionate and they've got that cult behavior and they're shitting on everyone that doesn't believe in them, cool. But on the way down, that's actually negative for price, because you push people away that might actually come in and buy some. So I've been saying it for years, man. I think the Hex community, as passionate as they are, they should be a little bit more welcoming to new people coming in, rather than just turning them away because they think they're retards or they're stupid or something like that. Like, that's not how you onboard people, man. You're not better than them just because you found it earlier. I had to overcome this shit myself when I got into Hex at 4.5 cents. That was my first Hex buy, 4.5 cents. I had a few people calling me a fucking idiot, and I'm like, mate, I just got here. Like, I'm trying to understand what the crack is. I figured it out quickly, because as much as I seem like a dumbass, I'm not as stupid as people kind of as I show myself to be. Right? I like being a dumbass. I like being the dumbest person in a room, because that means I've got the most that I can learn from the room. So I kind of just keep myself on a level, right? But yeah, I did get a little bit of that whilst coming into the Hex community, but luckily I've got thick skin. I worked in sales for years, man. I got thick skin. People can call me whatever they want. It doesn't bother me. But
what kind of sales? What kind of sales are we talking? Phone sales?
Everything. I did door-to-door for a bit. I did telephone sales. I did face-to-face, like business-to-business sales. I did everything, man. I'm a good salesman. I'll give myself that. Like, if I'm ever going to pat myself on the back, I can sell shit. I mean, I've already proved that with the sacrifices, right? Like,
well, I mean, hey, I mean, your sale. I mean, definitely. I mean, that does help and stuff. And on top of that, like you're running multiple projects, and that's stressful, and it does take it does take some. I mean, you can't be a dummy off the street. I mean, you could maybe launch something really stupid, but you're not going to get anywhere, basically, you know. So
yeah.
You got to have a certain amount of intellect and understanding of what you're doing if you want to do this shit. Like it ain't easy, man. Like I don't know how to code, I don't know how to dev, but I have a good enough understanding. And this is something that Richard used to preach as well, is like you don't have to be an expert, you just need to know enough to be dangerous in something. And I feel like I am good enough to be dangerous because I have a firm enough understanding of the overall process without actually knowing the intricacies of that. So I can, come on. The good thing about me and the dev team that I work with, like K9 and Kino especially, he's like the lead dev on a 9-inch, and he did the dev for Poor Pleb and all this stuff. Is like that guy, as great as he is, he's locked into his code. He's kind of like tunnel vision. He's just looking at his code and thinking about that. Whereas I'm coming at it from like a off the street perspective. So like he doesn't see the obvious answers sometimes to like some of the problems that we've ran into. And I can just be like, why don't we just do this? And he's like, shit, that's fucking genius. Why didn't I think of that? And I'm like, because you're not on this, like I'm on the ground floor. Like I'm a customer. I'm treating myself as a customer. Like what would make me the happiest to see happen in this situation? And he just won't see that because he's like locked into his code. So people have like very special skills that they can apply in certain areas. I feel like I'm kind of an all-rounder where like I can kind of see a little bit of everything. So it's easier for me to understand things than, a guy that's an expert at one field but doesn't really understand the other things as much. And I'm not saying Kino doesn't understand stuff. It's just that like he's locked into his code. He's looking like this the whole time, and it's just a different take on things. And I've always tried a lot of businesses over the years. None of them really worked. Like I had one that did quite well, but I realized it wasn't scalable. So I ended up just fucking it off. But then I found crypto and I'm like, yeah, crypto is totally scalable. Like you can do so much in crypto. Like is the fucking best, is just the best thing to be in.
So I had someone ask me a question. So I guess there's like one pool where people may not, like with ETH 9-inch, is that one just not available yet?
No, it's available. It's just the I mentioned earlier there's like an RPC error with a couple of things on the website. That's one of the things. So it's not showing any APR at the moment, but the APR should be like roughly the same as the other things that are on there. It's just not showing the APR because the RPC isn't like 100% linked. So like I say, I mean, guys, just remember that we have literally launched 32 smart contracts on 2 networks. So that's 64 smart contracts that we're dealing with right now. So not everything is going to be 100% functional on the front end, at least. I mean, everything's functional on the back end. But on the front end, there's going to be a few little niggles and things that we have to sort out. But certainly within the next like few days, it'll all be dealt with. We've got like a big list in like one of our group chats of like just little things that need to be ticked off. So that there are, I mean, the E9-inch, P9-inch pool is one of them. So that'll be dealt with as soon as possible. That might go live tomorrow. I don't know. I thought it'd be up a few hours ago, but it's not there yet. I'm just letting the devs get on with it. Do you know one thing I will empathize with Richard on is like software is fucking hard, man, and it does take a lot longer than you think it's going to take. If the devs give you like a 2-hour window, it's probably going to be 6 hours at least. It just happens like that.
Just like a woman, she tells you how many dudes she slept with, and just times it by 3.
I never thought of it like quite as bad as that, but I always thought they'd at least leave 1 or 2 out, like a few.
No. Well, okay, I know we're being funny here.
3.
I don't know. The older she is, the more likely she is to lie about the number, too.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Because you got to think about it.
That.
Like this is crazy. Imagine she like, oh, this is so fucked up, but whatever. It's my stream anyway. I can do whatever the fuck I want. If a girl, let's say a chick starts banging at 15 and she's only had one boyfriend a year until she's 30. She's fucking slept with 15 dudes.
That's too many.
But that's like the average. At the very you got to imagine some chicks go 2, 3, 4, and they're not even boyfriends, right? I mean, goddamn, the number can get ridiculous. Imagine she gets dicked down 3 times a year, from 15 to fucking 30. She's got 45 bodies.
Oh.
45,
God.
And that's not even. That's 45 different. That's 45 different dudes. Not even how many times they took her for a ride.
Bro, it's unthinkable, isn't it? Like, do you know, like that's something that
I just can't take, like, if I'm gonna be with a girl, like, legit, seriously, like 100%, like, you're my only thing that I'm, you know, kind of doing.
Right.
I want to think that I'm the best that she's ever had.
Right.
Okay.
Of
Like,
course you do.
by far, I want to think I'm way ahead of the curve of everyone else that's ever been there. But if she slept with like even 20 dudes, it's like, what are the chances? I mean, don't get me wrong, right? I'll be straight up with you. I've got a big schlong. Why do you think my shit's packing heat, right? No, seriously. I'm just being honest with you. I got a big dick, but the idea that a guy with a bigger dick than me has come along, like the more numbers that come along, the more likely that is to happen, and I don't want that.
Man, this fucker was just, I mean, you're basically coming on my stream saying like, it's a Coke can, baby. It's a Coke can.
No, it's not as thick as a Coke can. So I've used this analogy before, right? I've actually got a can of Red Bull right here. Okay. So Richard says he's as thick as that.
Yeah, nah. We're not doing this right now. No. This conversation. Hexy Bastard, I got a haram on this shit. Enough.
Haram. All right. I'll stop.
You know what you're doing, right? You know what you're doing to us right now? You're doing this shit right here. Just, like, literally, you are doing this to us right now. Like, holy fuck, man.
The average penis size in America is 5.5 inches. Guess what the average size at my company is? 8.3. But Royce, I was born with this penis. It's out of my control. Do you even watch porn, man? There are literally hundreds of ads for penis enlargement pills. Just click on one. They work, man! They fucking work! What, you scared? Scared of growing? Scared of having a big fat cock? You don't want to grow your dick. You don't want to grow your clientele. You don't want to increase your salary. You don't have any drive. Where are your goals, man? Why the fuck would I hire somebody who doesn't want a big dick?
Man.
That's literally me, bro. Why the fuck would I hire someone that doesn't have a big dick? Like, I mean, I don't know why that's a factor. I mean, I get it, but like at the same time, like, what's he doing? Is he taking a fucking measuring tape out for every job interview he does? Like, right, drop the pants, mate. Drop the pants. Need to measure that shit.
This conversation went. I never thought, like, bro. I know bro. This conversation just went so off.
I'm the dick joke king, mate. Like, this is how I built my business.
BBC, I guess. BBC gang, we up.
9-inch BBC. I will be honest. It's not quite 9 inches, but it's relatively close. It's close enough.
Close enough. There you go. That's cool.
Yeah, bro. No, seriously. This is how I built my
empire
thing. Yeah, just by dick jokes and taking the piss, you know. I never really like wanted to do anything too serious in this industry. I just thought that there was like no one drawing dicks on charts and there was no one like talking about dick jokes and blah blah blah, just silly stuff, and ended up developing into something. Right now the Hexy Bastard ecosystem is worth like $60 million on the market cap. So
not bad, man.
What can I say? It probably is more than that. It might even be 80. I don't even know. I haven't done the calculations, but to think that this guy that comes from a fucking council estate in England who had absolutely nothing going for him really in real life, and I had to like escape the matrix in my own fucking way, like, damn.
I mean, that's what you got. I mean, that's what you got to do, bro. I'm with you on that shit too, bro. I mean, like, I was a fucking Mexican landscaper named Miguel, but here I am interviewing the 9-inch guy on YouTube with like 250 people watching this live, more than a movie theater.
Shit, we got more viewers right now than we did at the start, mate.
I know, dude.
You know what? We haven't even spoke that much about the actual protocol. We've just been chatting like red pill and
we get a lot. I'm sure this is really this is the longest conversation we've had, and like we're getting along swimmingly. That's for fucking sure, man. You're a good dude.
Yeah, I like you, man. Like I say, I'm a fan. I like what you do. You know, you got good shit going on. We're definitely gonna have to do this again sometime.
Oh, dude, definitely, man.
Do you know what I want to do? Actually, I want to invite you on. So one of the things we do on my streams every now and again is we do like pub quizzes and stuff like that. I know it sounds silly, right? But we've got a guy, the quiz master, Dan BK. He comes up with really funny questions for this pub quiz, and they're all kind of like Richard Hart Hex or like cryptocurrency related. And I think you'd love it, man. You should come on sometime. I'll let you know when we next do one.
Yeah, let me know. I'll definitely come on. Definitely.
You'd love it. You'd fucking love it, mate. Honestly, you'd crack it. Like some of the funniest times I've ever had in my life has just been streaming to, like, at the time it was only like, I don't know, 60 people watching.
Yeah.
But there'd be like 10 of us in the stream, and we're just literally, it's like we're at the pub just having a laugh with each other. And some of these guys never even met in real life, but they're like my buddies. You know, you develop good relationships with people in crypto because you've all got like common ground, and you're all just trying to make it, you know, in one way or another. And I will say, shout out to everyone who has ever supported me in any way, shape, or form, because I really had no idea what I was doing at the start of this. But I am a guy that learns and I figure stuff out, and found some gaps in the market, and they appear to be working very, very well. And the fact that we can give 12,500% APY on like a liquidity pair at the moment is just absolutely crazy. And that's real legit money that you can just go and sell if you want to, or you can compound it into BBC pools. You can do whatever you want to do. But like the fact that we're able to give people this opportunity from where I fucking come from is just like the craziest story ever. I think so. We've got a sequel for the lowest of stakes plan, by the way. I'm gonna DM you on the private chat right now the name of that, because I'm not releasing that now. Just react to that.
Well, well, I mean, they'll do well, man. They'll do well, man. It's just that's
going to be a little bit more serious than the.
Yeah, you have to tell me a little bit more on that one, a little bit more. But I feel you.
Yeah, but it's like it really is that. You know, like
I mean, it's true. I mean, it is true. I mean, like if you're not in Bitcoin, there's no second best. There's no second best, right?
Yeah, the Michael Saylor shit.
Fuck these Bitcoin motherfuckers.
Mortgage your house, sell your business, do everything you can, just buy more Bitcoin. And he literally posted that video at the fucking top.
Yeah,
the top. So everyone who did that, even now, they're down 50%. So they mortgage their business and they're down 50%. Like,
he basically said, "Sell your wife into slavery." That's what he basically said. He said, "This business has been in your family for over 37 years. Finance it, mortgage it, and find a way to buy the greatest asset on earth." Greatest asset on earth.
I'm sorry, but Bitcoin isn't the one, mate. It's not going to do it. Like, it's not scalable enough. It's like MySpace wasn't the social media solution for the world. It's never going to be the first thing that comes up. Probably Ethereum is the one, actually, in the end, that might be the one that does it, but could be something else. They've got some scalability issues themselves, Ethereum do. I mean, no one wants to be paying fucking $10 a transaction, or, you know, it's not even remotely reasonable. But, you know, that it's going to be an EVM chain that does it, or an EVM based chain that does it eventually. It's never the first. I mean, to be honest, like Twitter is shitting all over Facebook now. So Facebook was like the second real one, and now Twitter's shitting all over it. So maybe it's just a perpetual loop of like different things coming in later that improve on it. But it's never the first thing, though. It's never the first thing. I mean, we had a guy in the UK. He's a very rich dude called Sir Alan Sugar, Lord Alan Sugar, or whatever. Yeah. He created Amstrad, and they were around at the time that Apple and Microsoft were kind of I think it was just Microsoft actually at the time, and there was another one as well. He was creating computers. He created the first digital typewriter. Think about that, bro. Digital typewriter. He created that. And
keyboard basically
a keyboard with a screen, and that was it, you know. And that was the thing that he kind of got rich off in the end. But it was no Microsoft and it was no Apple, but he still got rich off of that shit. But
dude, MySpace founder he still walked away with 100 mil.
Yeah,
Tom's a G, bro. I'm maybe I'm old enough to remember that.
He had the most friends in the world at one point.
Tom. Yo, the most G shit Elon could have done is he brought Tom from MySpace to run X, bro. And you tell me that wouldn't be the most lit shit ever? I'd be like, all right. I mean, dude, Elon missed a huge opportunity, bro. He brought Tom from MySpace to run Twitter, bro. Oh my god, that'd be sick.
Wasn't it Justin Timberlake who bought MySpace in the end? Justin Timberlake and someone else kind of teamed up to buy it.
Ashton Kutcher, I think. Might have been the other person.
Huge fail, by the way. They tried to make it some kind of like music streaming platform or whatever, but
so the people, literally, you want to know what happened to it? Like the people who bought I think it was it Universal? It was Universal, I think, who bought it, or the people whoever owned Spider-Man, did the Spider-Man movies. What they did they literally bought it for 100 M's, and then what they did with it is they turned on the shill factory to the nth degree. Basically, you couldn't go on MySpace without seeing an advertisement for Spider-Man 3. The third one, when he gets like and that literally killed the platform. It was like they fucking spam that shit to like, it's like if the bad guys won in Ready Player One. Like literally, it was that bad. Like it was that bad, you guys. But getting a little off topic here and stuff like that. Shout out Somi, man. Somi just retweeted us out. But
oh, legend, mate. I fucking love Somi. He loves Poor Pleb, man. Like he loves Poor Pleb. He didn't sacrifice for 9-inch, but he loves Poor Pleb. He's all about that shit. I don't know what it was, man, but he's been. I remember there was a day where he started tweeting about us and made a video about us. He literally like 3x the price. He did more for the Poor Pleb price than I did. And I've been working on this shit for a fucking year and a half.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
Somi is a legend, mate. He is a legend. I don't even care if he's AI. I love him.
Yeah. I just go beep, boop, 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 beep. And then here he appears.
No, he's not AI. Spoke to him before on on Telegram. That guy ain't AI, man. That's bullshit. But there's only one guy who thinks that anyway, and I don't know why anyone fucking listens to him anyway. Yeah. So yeah,
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later, basically. But so basically, like what you said, there's the new farms are coming out Monday. If you're here on the West Coast, it's gonna be Monday morning, like 7 a.m. I think 7 or 5 a.m.
Maybe even earlier if you're on the West Coast, actually.
Yeah. Can you give us the time on the
So when we did them today, it was 1 p.m. UK time, which would have been 8 p.m. Eastern, which would have been
5 a.m. 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you know what I might do? I might speak to the devs and just see if we can push it back a couple of hours, because I know a lot of our crowd are probably West Coast, so we probably
it's a little rough on the West Coast, bro. It's a little like, it's a little rough, but it is, if you could, hey, thank you so much. Hey,
I'll see what we can do. I'll message the devs and see.
I'm over here pushing markets, you guys. I'm over here pushing launches around.
DCC's got the fucking input, mate. He's convincing founders to fuck off the plans and just
launch on this week. Watch on the next fucking week. Well, you stupid. He's like, you're right. He's like, yeah, Miguel, thank you so
probably
much.
Would be easier, especially even for the UK guys. If it's at like 6 p.m. UK time, that's probably better.
You got to think about the working guy. You got to think about the working guy. Like literally, like he gets off of work. I mean, he gets off of work. It can't be like us, like, who are just fucking off all day and going to sleep and waking up at whatever time we want and then going to work all day, right? But like literally people, 8 o'clock, they're off at 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 p.m., and they're driving literally Discord Syndicate, a lot of the streams were all set around 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because literally I was like running home from work. Trying to get back to my house as fast as possible from work to go like on stream and stuff like that.
I did the same shit, brother. I was doing the same shit, man. The grind is rough when you're just starting out in this industry and you kind of want to try and make a name for yourself, or at least make as much bang for your buck as you can. It is tough. I'll speak to the devs. Let's see if we can do it a little bit later, just so that the Western guys can get in, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. But when the next farms go active, it's just mostly the BBC pool. So I would still encourage people to try and get in on the 9-inch stablecoin pools and the 9-inch PLS and Ethereum.
Will some of those go away? The 9-inch ones?
No, they're always going to be there. They'll always be there. Because the thing is, they're like the core. So basically, the way that we're trying to do our liquidity, we want to encourage the 9-inch liquidity to be super thick, because then we're going to basically be tying things to our liquidity. So as we go up, everything else goes up, and obviously the main infrastructure tokens we've got are PP, PLD, and WETH. We want that shit to go up just as much as 9-inch. Some of it might outperform 9-inch. It's possible. Some of it might underperform. We have no idea, but it's just the idea that as 9-inch grows, they all grow as well. And then, there might be some divergences here and there, but generally, if the liquidity is bonded in some good way, and the fact that we're giving 90% of the rewards to the people, from the Hex community or the DBI community or wherever, 90% of the rewards are going to the 9-inch pair, not the USDC or the fucking ETH pair or whatever. More people are going to buy 9-inch. The whole idea is honestly, I want 9-inch Hexy Bastard ecosystem in general. I want us to be the best performer of the next bull market. And I think we've got the infrastructure here to make that happen. Actually, it's very possible that excuse me, there's a very real possibility, and which is crazy to think about. But the infrastructure we've built here, it just might happen. So don't sleep on this guy.
Well, Hexy Bastard, man, where can people follow you, man?
People can follow me just on Twitter at Hexy Bastard. Go to 9inch.io, play around with it, enjoy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to join the Telegram, t.me/Dex9inch. You got poorpleb.win as well if you want to get in on poorpleb. Paulstoge.win. And where did the ETH go.win?
Yeah, where did the ETH go, you guys?
Where did the ETH go, man? Literally, our logo is Richard in that sailor outfit. That's our logo. The fucking white sailor outfit. That's the one where I looked at him and I was like, oh, bro, I'm following this. I've been telling people for fucking ages they need to listen to this dude. And then he posts the fucking sailor outfit. I'm like, oh my God. He looks like he's in the YMCA or something. Like, shit.
All right, but with that, you guys, I'll be back Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with another stream. But catch us on Moon Gang. We will have Moon Gang this week, you guys, 7 p.m. Me and Charlie are back. No rugs, all gains. Hey, Hexy Bastard, thank you so much for joining me. I will definitely have you back on the stream, dude. You're a fucking funny motherfucker. We'll be talking about red pill shit and dicks and cock and ass and everything else. No homo, pause.
No homo. Hey, pleasure, man. It's been great meeting you, man. I appreciate it a lot.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never